光のないこの迷路の先からささやく謎の声が永遠なんて続くわけないだろう途切れるよわけもなくでも君のどこかに隠された夢探してみようか天下無双のやる気を今繰り出して明日へ歩き出そう I miss you, I miss you, I miss you 心だけを信じて空高飛べばいい If I kiss you, I kiss you, I kiss you また世界が輝く舞い上がる夢よ果てしない旅へ空の彼方
Rune Factory 5.
Hey everyone, Kirostyle here. Welcome to Rune Factory 5. Thank you so much for joining me here on stream. Hey, Celestial, Tikamisato, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for coming by. I know it's been a couple weeks since we finished off Pokemon Legends Arceus, and this game just came out today, so I guess it's a good time as any to start it. Oh yeah, I also got the DLC, which is some special outfits. I'm gonna get off the title screen before it restarts that opening sequence. I'm already gonna get copyright striked on YouTube for that one. I can tell already. Well, that's a lot of outfits. Alright. So when it gives me a chance to talk, I'll talk a little bit about what Rune Factory is before we get going, if you're unfamiliar with the series. Looks like they're giving us some tips here. BTW conversations. Let's go right into... Oh, there we go. Okay, that's our first pause point. Hey, thanks for summoning Kirby. Let's bring out the little frog dude here. There we go. Hey, Brett, thanks so much for coming by. Welcome, this is Rune Factory. So, I guess I'll take the opportunity to talk now since it's on a speech bubble. So if you don't know what Rune Factory is, you may know of a series called Harvest Moon. Now, Harvest Moon was like a farming simulator where you plant vegetables and grow crops and you fall in love and you can get married in the village. Very like slice of life type of games. And later on, Harvest Moon got rebranded into Story of Seasons. Now, you may have also heard of Stardew Valley, which heavily takes influence from Harvest Moon. So Rune Factory is a spin-off series of Harvest Moon, and it's basically like the idea of, well, what if we had Harvest Moon with all the crops and the vegetables and the dating, but we also got to fight monsters. So basically they added some dungeons and you could like swing a sword around, and that was Rune Factory. And Rune Factory was actually pretty cool. I really like all the character designs and the music for the series. Now, I've played Rune Factory 1, and then I also played Rune Factory Frontiers, which is a spin-off of that, which is a direct sequel, and I also played Rune Factory Tides of Destiny. So Frontier and Tides of Destiny were both console games. The rest of the games were all on like handheld consoles, DS and 3DS. So I didn't actually play I didn't actually play Rune Factory 2, 3, or 4. I have a few friends that were a big fan of the series. I didn't really get too into it, but I know that they were fairly well received. So this game, Rune Factory 5, people didn't think it would come out. It's been 10 years since Rune Factory 4 came out, and we're finally getting Rune Factory 5. So a lot of people were really excited. A couple new additions. You can play as a male or a female, which is something they only kind of added into the later games in the series. And this is the first game that has same-sex marriage. In fact, the same-sex marriage was added by the localization. It was not in the original Japanese version of Rune Factory 5, which came out like a year ago. So they actually spent extra time on the localization just so they could do that, which I think is pretty cool. So welcome, thank you so much for coming to the chat. Music Drummer 01, welcome. So let's get going, we'll see where this takes us. Maybe we'll fall in love. A scream? Ah! It's a girl, I have to help her. Oh, this is how I choose. No, are you a boy or a girl? It's, do I get to be a hero or a heroine? Well, let's be a hero. You're just right, man, in the wrong place. Why is that highlighted? Come on. Continue as a male character? Choose no to reselect. Yes. Kiro the hero, yes. Welcome, Hero. Thank you so much for coming. Lord Demper, thank you so much for coming by. Ugh, must have blacked out. What happened?
I can't remember anything.
Oh, this is voice actor. I don't need to talk.
Right, that girl's in trouble.
The voice is kind of quiet. Oh no, she's being attacked by a sheep. A monster? Wait right there, I'll protect you. I guess he's not reading out his lines anymore, so I'll take over. I'll beat up this sheep with my fists. Oh my gosh, I'm actually fighting. First, I need to equip a weapon. This Nintendo Switch will do very nicely. I'll open the L pocket with the L button. Wow, that's great. Oh wow, I have a sword. Then I can select my broadsword and press the Y button to equip it. Good mentoring, me. Why? All set. Now I just need to close in on the enemy and press the B button to attack. Even if I lose sight of them, I can always use the right stick to look around and figure out where they went. Take this. Oh my gosh, this poor sheep. This woolly. They're called woolies. They're like one of the mascots of the series. Alright, let's do this. That poor woolly.
Okay.
It's a good thing this game doesn't have blood. Okay, now it's voice acted again. Ow, I got headbutted by a bee. A purple bee.
Not so fast.
Two of them. I wonder which one I should focus on first. Times like this, I can press the right stick to lock onto an enemy. Then I can move the right stick to choose between different targets. I use the R button to dash out of the way of enemy attacks. So if I go like this? Okay, cool. Okay, this is my dodge. Okay, but does the camera not lock? Okay, it locks on if I hold the right stick, but then I can't attack because the attack button is the B button. So I can't lock on. Oh, there, wait, no, it stays. Oh, okay, it toggles. Okay. This game is not as silly as I thought in terms of controls. This is kind of like, it's been a while since they've done like a console game in the Rune Factory series, because usually they're DS games, so the combat is not usually very refined. This is not, Either way, we need to get out of here. Come on. Okay, are you gonna voice act or are you not gonna voice act? I can't tell. Okay, the controls are a little weird, but that's okay. I don't expect the combat's gonna be too difficult. What we really need to look after is how to plant our vegetables. You do a dash attack. Sweet.
Today's the day. Every journey begins with a single step.
Congratulations, you took one step, girl.
Priscilla. The heck? Huh? Huh? Yay!
A town.
Thank goodness.
Almost there. I feel like the voice acting in this is like Fire Emblem Awakening voice acting, where they only voice act like the first line someone says, and then after that it's just general sounds or words that don't match up with the speech bubbles. Gah. I was not...
Hey, he's waiting.
I wasn't wearing all those clothes when I passed out, right? I'm pretty sure I was wearing something simpler and I didn't have a hat. Did you girls dress me?
I'll go get my mom.
Oh, hi, where'd you come from? High-spirited man. Ow. Wow, look at those pecs. They rendered his pecs. You could be a furry.
Come on.
Oh, I thought she was about to call him mom. I'm like, didn't you run off to go get your mom? And then this guy showed up. Murakumo, you scared Hina and Priscilla half to death.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, I thought you're not gonna voice act the rest of it. Fine. Ow! Sorry, Lucy. Heard my niece was carried in here. Oh, that must be the little girl. There we go.
Uncle Kumo.
Hina! You okay, kiddo?
Aw, he's Genki.
Yeah.
I am now, thanks to my hero. Look, I'm rocking, like, the pants with tights underneath it.
You! How can I ever repay you?
Oh yeah, that's a good segue, actually. In case you haven't already seen on my Twitter, next Wednesday, March 30th at 8 p.m. PST, look out for my new debut. I have a new model, new artwork, new outfit, I have some new overlays, maybe a new emote, and some alerts. So, watch out for that, it'll be really exciting. I'm really excited to use them.
Whoa!
Huh? Oh, hello.
Hey now, what are you doing to my patient?
Like, sexy pirate doctor? Circus lady? Doctor-like lady. Is that your mom?
Hey.
You do not look like alike at all. Oh, Mom, I was just coming to get you.
Well, I'm here now. I'm this town's doctor, and also its mayor. Call me Simone.
You're the doctor and the mayor? And a pirate? So how are you feeling? Experiencing any pain? After I undressed you? Not really, actually I feel fine.
No numbness either? Thank goodness. If you don't have any difficulty speaking, then I'd like to ask a few questions.
First off, what is your name and birthday? That's the first thing you should ask everyone you meet. What's your name and what's your birthday? Oh, okay. I guess his default name is Aries. It's an interesting choice. Well, I'm gonna be Kiro. Kiro the hero. Does Kiro sound good? Yeah, it sounds good. Enter your birthday. Okay, so the way Harvest Moon and Rune Factory years go is that there are no months. There's just spring, summer, winter, and fall. Those are your months. So in effect, it's a 4-month year, really. Well, my birthday is actually, well, it's actually next week. It's on my debut day, which is March the 30th. So I'll be spring the 30th. Yeah, have a good lurk. Thanks for coming, Brett. Hope your roulettes go well. Spring 30th. Oh, F is Friday. Okay. Well, wow, look. We only have 6 days in a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then holiday. You don't get Saturday and Sunday. You get 1 day. We call it holiday. Oh, thank you for the early happy birthday. Thank you. I'll be spring the 30th. Pretty sure my name's Kiro. My birthday is SP30, I think. In your hometown, where are you from? Well, I, have amnesia like every other protagonist does.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, you're not gonna voice act the rest of it. Stop leading me on like that, I can't remember. You appear to be suffering from memory loss.
This is madness.
I'm afraid the symptoms point to a case of amnesia.
Yes.
The voices are so quiet too, I don't know if it's just me, but compared to the background music...
Hey.
Afraid not, amnesia's no joke. I've never met anyone with amnesia before.
What should I do?
Isn't there anything we can do?
What to do?
Everyone's getting worked up over me. What to do? I should leave before I cause any more trouble. Look at that ahoge I have, that's huge. Thanks for your concern, but I'm okay, really. I better be on my way now.
Don't be silly. Why not stay at my family's place?
Hey now, what are you saying? Hina's hero is crashing with me.
Everyone wants me to be a protagonist.
Absolutely not.
Stop this nonsense. He's my patient. He'll be staying under my care.
What?
You just want a chance to study at amnesia. That doesn't sound very fun. Also, what is on your arm? It's like an armband, but it's also like floating, like really far out from your arm. For his own safety, of course. And for science. For science. I'm not following like any of this. You know, considering I don't have any memory. Don't be dense. Isn't it obvious they're arguing over who's gonna take you in?
Honestly.
Could you people be any more gullible? You're inviting a total stranger into your homes. That's your mom you're speaking to, come on. For all you know, he's a wolf in Woolie's clothing. Well, that would be bad considering that I just killed some Woolies. No way, Kiro's a good person. Thanks, Hina. As much as I'm inclined to agree with Hina, my daughter does raise a valid concern. Now you're listening to her? Oh, I know, Lucy. Be a dear and take Kiro to the field captain's office. The soul sphere doesn't lie. One scan will tell us what kind of person he is. What, you have a soul sphere that tells you if people are good or bad? Why didn't you say so? Huh? Why me? I'm the one who raised the red flag. Yeah, we can't trust our own judgment. You know, he's a stranger. Let's just let this strange magical orb tell us what we should think about him. That's scientific. Well, I wouldn't mind taking you.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Sure, the field captain's office is on the first floor.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey!
Wait up, I'm coming too. You just said you didn't want to come, though. Wait, aren't you supposed to wait for me? Okay, saving the game, automatically saves. It's nice that autosave is such a ubiquitous thing now. Save point. Sweet. I like save points. I always forget to save if I don't have save points. Whenever you save, a hint related to advancing the game's story will pop up. Use these if you're feeling lost. Mini-map. Okay, good. This UI looks ancient. Save point? Wait. Oh, here. Let's get a tip. Handy tip. To wherever you please. Wardrobe. Hey, wait, where are you going? The field captain's office this way. Wait, I want to get changed. I want to try all my new clothes. Fine. Field captain's office is right through that door. Okay, did I really need a guide to bring me downstairs and through a door? Ooh, what's over here? Oh, okay, I thought it was the other door. Never mind. I want to explore. Hi, you are small. Captain Livia.
Excuse me?
Excuse us, Captain Livia.
Yeah?
Oh, if it isn't Priscilla, something to report? We've come to register Kiro with the Soul Sphere. Kiro?
This
Ah.
one. So he's finally awake.
This child is the field captain?
Yes.
Yep. She runs the silo, Xseed's Rigbarth outpost. Who's Rigbarth? What's a seed?
Honestly,
Can you at least try to keep up?
this town is called Rigbarth. It's kept safe from monsters by Xseed, an organization dedicated to protecting people.
I'm sorry, Lucy. I kind of lost my memory, or did you miss that part? Try to keep up.
And the building you're standing in is Rigbarth Outpost, which is also known as the Silo.
The clothes you were wearing were all torn up, so we took the liberty of lending you a Xseed uniform. You signed me up for this thing. I didn't agree to this. Although I do look snazzy.
Got it?
Got it.
Thanks.
No need to thank me.
So, where did you come from? What brings you to our peculiar little slice of the frontier?
Honestly, I can't remember.
And that means what, exactly?
He supposedly has amnesia. That's why we'd like you to run a soul sphere check.
Oh.
So it's like a background check from a police officer. In that case, hold out your hand toward the crystal. Man, this would be a handy thing to have. In real life. This thing. But then again, I guess it kind of like... What's that movie when they have like the computer AI that like predicts whether people are criminals or not? It leads to a lot of moral ambiguity. Whoa! What's happening? These runes are nearly out of control. That could only mean one thing. Enough! Get away! Right. That was a surprise. Who or what are you? That's rude! That's what I'd like to know. What gives, Field Captain? That was not a normal reading. Normally the Soul Sphere only gives off a faint glow, right? Bam?
Huh?
Yes, right.
At ease, you two.
Yes, Minority Report. Yes, that's the movie I'm thinking of. This is like Minority Report. At ease, you two. This one is no threat. In fact,
No, never mind.
the important thing is nothing suspicious came up on the Soul Sphere. Kiro is squeaky clean. I'm so clean. That's why I made it glow so bright. Thank goodness. Yep, I feel relieved? Not gonna lie, I'm way out of my depth here. For starters, what's a Soul Sphere? The Soul Sphere is you know, what is it? My mom told me it quantifies the inner light of a living spirit, whatever that means. Offer your hand, it will reveal a lot about who you are. Well, I got nothing from that interaction. Right, Captain Livia? Yeah, that about sums it up. More importantly, Kiro,
If you don't have anywhere else to go, then I have some work for you. Our only active ranger is away at Seed headquarters, so we're a little understaffed.
wait, your only active ranger. You only have one ranger. And they're away. That seems like a bad idea. That's putting it lightly. They're so short-handed, we've had to work overtime, and we're just volunteers.
Well,
Interested? The job comes with free room and board. Well, that is a good deal, actually.
I don't know. Fending off a monster or two is one thing, but protecting a whole town? That's a lot.
I kind of look like a mailman because of my hat. Oh, speaking of mailmen,
Field Captain!
are you a mailman? What is it, Cecil?
There's a mystery afoot, Captain Livia.
Oh, you're Sherlock Holmes, or Herlock Sholmes. I'm sorry. Granny Yuki's spectacles have been spirited away.
yeah.
She lost her glasses again.
It's not that.
They vanished into thin air. It's a serious incident.
Sheesh.
Okay. This one's all yours, Lucy.
Huh?
Me again.
Come on, Lucy, hurry. We need to investigate the scene before it's compromised.
Of all the lousy... That sounded serious. Strange things always happen when Cecil Boy Detective is around. Oh, he's a detective. Or he thinks he's a detective, I guess. I like detective characters, but he seems kind of... dumb. I was trying to think of a nice way to put it, but... Well, maybe he's just young. That's what qualifies for a mystery out in the sticks. He's imaginative. We're just a sleepy hamlet where nothing happens. As soon as your memory returns, you can pack up and go, but for now, we need all the help we can get. Defend this town, nothing happens here. Sure.
Right.
Ah.
Excellent, welcome to the team. Now then, let's put you to work. Priscilla, take our new recruit out back for some field training.
Huh?
By field, do you mean... agricultural. Seed is a self-sufficient organization. You'll just start in the field. After that, the only thing limiting what you can do is my imagination.
That's so.
Haha. Okay then. Hey Box, welcome! Thanks for coming to stream. Yeah, I saw you were playing Rune Factory 5 earlier too. I didn't want to spoil myself though, so I didn't pop in. Well, shall we? How are you liking the game? You enjoying it? This is the field. I'm going to explain how farming works now, okay? You guys didn't really explain that I'll be farming. You just kind of said protect the town, and here's your field. You're enjoying it? Oh, that's good, that's good. I just walked through the stair banister. Yeah, no big deal. Well, thank goodness. I didn't know what I was going to do if you didn't want to listen. She's really going out of way to help me. Great. Well, the best way to learn something new is to get some hands-on experience. So could you start by tilling this field for me? I mean, I'd like to say yes, but this place seems like it's in pretty bad shape. To tell the truth, nobody's worked this field for ages. So let's clean it up first. Would you please use the A button to pick up all the weeds and branches? Then you can stick them in the shipping bin over there. Ah, yes, I remember doing this in the old games. Whoa. Camera just went up. Wow, look, I got a stick, guys. Look, I got a stick. Look, I got a stick. Are you proud of me? Okay, Priscilla. Look, I got a stick. I got a stick. I hold it over my head like I'm so proud of it. Yeah. This one's too big. And then I hold this one so daintily. Like, look, I have a weed. Got some weed. You want some weed? Pick up some of this weed. This engaging gameplay. This field is a bit smaller than the ones they usually give you to start off with, but that's okay. I can probably upgrade it to make it bigger. There's a lot of room here. So much stuff. Like, surely I could pick... Oh, I can pick up 2! Oh no, oh no! I want to pick up 3 things and he just threw it. Oh, they stuck together. Hey Priscilla, think fast!
1, 2.
See how, what? The 2 rocks just form back into 1 rock when they fall on the ground. That's so weird. Hey Priscilla, think fast. Or talk to me, I guess. Wait, what happened to the... Wait, I just gave her a rock. Enjoy your present, Priscilla. You have a rock. Can I hold 2 things that are unlike each other? Nope, I can't. So like in classic Harvest Moon games, like I know it's a kid's game, but the way you flirt with people is you just talk to them and then you you talk to them every day and you give them items. And basically it teaches kids that you can win anyone's love if you just give them gifts over and over and over and over and over and over. It's a bit shallow, but I will forgive it because it's a kid's game. Yeah, she has a pet rock now, no big deal. You can thank me later, Priscilla. Alright, you did a great job. By the way, if you hold down the A button, you only pick up items of the same type. Oh, and if you lock onto the shipping bin when you're holding something, you can throw stuff in there from a distance. Well, you could have told me that earlier. Moving on, please take this. You giving me a cheap hoe, girl? Try tilling the soil in one of the spots you cleared. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask me for help. Tell me when you've tilled some soil. No, I don't want my sword. Can I not set my sword in one of these buttons? How do I... No, that's not what I want. How do I equip my hoe? Can't open the menu. Nope. How do I equip my hoe? The menu's not opening. Oh. Farm tools. There we go. This is kind of... Well, can I quick set this? Okay, I'm holding it. How do I use it? Oh, there we go. Look at me, I'm plowing the field. Can I charge up? Oh, you could probably only do that with the good ones. Yeah, you're unable to till the field. You died. And if this is like Elden Ring farming, maybe that's what will happen. Okay, how much do you want me to till, girl? Is this good? Wonderful, you made that look easy. It was not easy to equip that thing. Use a better quality hoe, you can till several squares at once. I'll teach you how to use these next. I got turnip seeds. Sow these seeds wherever you've tilled the soil. Okay, this game gave me like a bunch of, like little tutorials for things as small as like saving and moving the camera, but they don't give me much on the other stuff. So how do I do this?
Easy does it.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Easy does it. There you go.
I might as well plant them all, I guess.
There we go. Easy does it. There we go. Easy does it.
I should have tilled over here where I could actually put them in like a 3x3. Oh well. Yeah, it's very nice. If you hold down the B button, you can sow multiple seeds across a wide area. Let's move on to the last thing. I got a cheap water pot. Go ahead and water your seeds with this. Bet if I hold down the button... I used an empty watering pot. That was... There we go. Smart Kiro. Yeah! That was a little bit anticlimactic. I thought if I hold it down, does it not let me... Nope. This one doesn't let you hold it down.
Hope it comes out okay.
Oh, yeah, listening to the main character's voice lines probably gonna get a little old after a while. That's okay. You guys have my voice, right? I'll be fine. Perfect, you're a natural at this. The field dries out overnight. Make sure you water the seeds you planted every morning. Oh, but not on rainy days. I know they may seem dreary, but they're not all bad because you don't need to water your field when it rains. That's pretty much everything you need to know about farming. Wow, farming's so easy, guys. Just keep tilling the soil, sowing seeds, and watering whatever you plant. Then you'll be harvesting your own crops in no time. You can eat whatever you grow as is, or you can cook something with them. I bet everyone in town would appreciate receiving something you've grown as a present. What, are you saying you don't like your rock? Priscilla, I gave you that rock. And of course, you can always leave your crops in the shipping bin to sell them for a profit. Someone will come by every day at 8 AM to collect what's inside, so make sure you've put everything you want to sell in there before then. I hope that all made sense. Well, good work today. Oh yeah, one more thing. I got more turnip seeds. Oh, that's a lot. Are you sure I can have these? Please, I insist. Think of it as a thank you present for cleaning up the field. I'm looking forward to seeing what you grow here. I'll try to live up to your expectations. I think you'll do just fine, Kiro. Not many people could do all this work as easily as you did, especially not on their first try, and especially not with amnesia, after you've been booted into a weird town in the middle of nowhere that you have no memory of. There's a good reason why Captain Livia made you a ranger. You're just like one of those, what are they called? Earth maids? Oh yeah, this is like a game mechanic thing. They called them like Earth Children or something like that. Like the main characters are, like, have an affinity for the Earth or something. You know, Kiro, maybe it's not just farming you're good at. I get the feeling you're the kind of person who make the whole world a green, vibrant place. Oh, come on, now you're exaggerating. You're buttering me up. What do you want? Hee, but wouldn't it be nice if it were true? When I was little, I read stories about Earth maids who rode dragons through the skies. They would tend the Earth, bring it to life, filling the world with runes. I always loved reading about them. Oh my god, don't remind me about Runies. Gosh, in Rune Factory Frontier, there were these cute little spirits that would float around everywhere called Runies. And they were so cute, and they came in different elements. But little did you know, they were like the worst mechanic in the entire game, because if you just kind of let them be, they actually have like an ecosystem where they like eat each other and like their numbers deplete, and you have to keep them balanced. And then if you leave it too long, it gets really unbalanced. And if there's like unbalanced Runies in the air, then your plants don't grow properly. So then you'd have to go and fix it. So they gave you this like vacuum cleaner thing where you can suck up like the Runies and then like redistribute them about town. Man, it would take you days to fix it. And if you weren't doing it like regularly, and it takes so much time. It was such a dumb mechanic. They were cute though. They were so cute until you realized that they were actually eating each other. Runes. Oh, I'm sorry. Runes are, they're sort of like your stamina, or maybe your life force. Basically, if you work yourself too hard and use up all your runes, you'll collapse from exhaustion, so be careful, okay?
Are you okay? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for pushing you so hard. Let's call it a day. But I want to plant my turnip seeds! No! You can switch between your weapons and your farm tools without opening... This is what I was trying to do earlier! Why didn't you tell me this earlier? Or it wouldn't even let me do it earlier. Use the left button for your tools and right button for your weapons. Okay, but it wouldn't let me do it earlier. Why are you giving me this tutorial now? Come on, game. The field captain said you can use this room. So it's yours now, Kiro. Wow, isn't this a silo? Wow, I get like 4 beds to myself? Or actually, I think there's only 2 in here. I get 2 beds to myself? I could push them together and make like a mega bed. Or some people call it a queen bed or a king bed. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. But this second floor room has always been empty, and Captain Livia said that rangers should live here. You did? Well, at least safety won't be a problem. Right? Captain Livia lives just downstairs after all. Also, people come by the silo all the time. If you're needing help, I'm sure someone will be happy to lend you a hand. Haha, shouldn't it be the other way around? Don't worry about it, everyone around here is always eager to help each other out. Maybe I'll ask them for a favor or two. Go for it. That being said, right now your room only has a bed, a calendar, and a projector. No, don't you see? I have 2 beds. That's way better than 1 bed. Are you gonna give me a tutorial on how to use a calendar? You can use the calendar to check the date and see whether a festival or anything is coming up soon. The projector lets you view any cutscenes you've seen. Oh, she's breaking the 3rd wall. 4th wall. She's breaking the 4th wall. Last up is your bed. Well, thank you for telling me what a bed is. I may have amnesia, but I do know what a bed... Wait, if you go to sleep, you wake up at 6 a.m.? Who wakes up at 6 a.m. for fun? If you don't sleep enough, you'll become fatigued, and you'll also more likely to catch a cold, so make sure you always get a good night's sleep. Man, I remember the first, like, couple Harvest Moon games, not the Rune Factory games, Harvest Moon, were so hard, because, like, maybe it's just because of the way I played it, but it was like, I didn't like planting crops, because I wanted to use my day to, like, interact with people and do quests. But then I'd become super tired, so then I would just eat weeds, because I wasn't growing enough food, because it cost money to buy seeds. And you had to cook them afterwards, and you had to buy the cookbooks. And I didn't want to spend the money because I didn't have the money. So I was like surviving off of eating weeds, and I was like constantly sick all the time. My character looked awful. And sure, if you feel tired, go to bed. Also, yeah, the first couple Harvest Moon games, they had like separate games for like the male version and the female version. Like they released the male version, like A Wonderful Life, Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. And then like a year or two later, they released Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life, which was the same game, but you played as a girl, and suddenly you could date the guys instead of dating the girls. And then they did the same thing with like Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, and then Harvest Moon More Friends of Mineral Town. Now you can just select your gender at the beginning. That about does it.
Great work today. Rest up.
Okay, bye. Night. Okay, where's... I don't want a watering can. Actually, I should keep the watering can because I need to water my things in the morning. Is there actually like a time? It's the 2nd of spring, Monday, and it's sunny out, but it doesn't give me a time. I can't remember. I thought these games usually have time progress, or either that is just like, or it's just morning, afternoon, and evening. There's no. I'm pretty sure there's time progression because I remember they had like certain places were only open in the evening. Do I not have a watch? Like, how do I?
Take it easy and rest well, okay?
No, you're not my mom. I'm not resting in the bed. Oh, come on. Oh, man, I'm ready to call it a day. I want to check my wardrobe out. Look, I got a frickin' walk-in closet here. And this. Oh. Wait, this is my wardrobe. Then what's this? Well, I guess I'll never find out. Wait. Oh, okay, I thought he was running to the bed. Is that my washroom? But it says wardrobe. Now you won't even let me examine my wardrobe. What the heck? Come on, come on. No! I am not tired. I want to check out my clothes. It's my wardrobe. What should I do? Pick it up? Break it? Yeah, game says I'm in tutorial mode. I'm not allowed to do anything fun. Why does this room just have a bunch of barrels? Fine. You win, game. Psych! Okay, fine. Fine. He's like, I'm so tired, and he sprints to the bed. What if I want to sleep on this bed? I mean, this one's more comfortable. It has blankets. If I was playing as a girl, would I get this bed instead? Are these beds gender locked? If I get married to someone, do they sleep in the other bed? Wait, does that mean I live on the top floor of this place for the entire game? I never get my own house? Fine, I'll call it a day. Game, thanks. Hey look, I got pajamas.
Good night.
Cute. Why are you still in my room? Good night, Priscilla. Oh, you get the same bed if it's girl? Okay. Wake up, Kiro, it's already morning. Why are you in my room? Why are you waking me up at 6 a.m.?
You're awake. Morning.
Thank you for that cutscene. I can view it on the projector, right? Wow. Oh, you're both
Good
here.
morning.
Everyone here's an early bird. Good morning, Priscilla. You too, Lucy. Morning. You know, also, this room doesn't have any privacy. Like, the stairs just come up here, there's my room. There's no door or anything like that. Yeah, why aren't I under the covers, too? There's so many questions here. Pretty cold. I wonder if she still distrusts me. Lucy is such, like... When they try to write a character and they want to make them really, like, tsundere. Yeah, did you solve the case of the missing glasses?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Wow.
Wow, I'm so impressed. Cecil sure must be relieved. Relieved I didn't chew him out for wasting my time. Yuki's glasses were sitting right on her head. They say it's always in the last place you look. Priscilla. Sorry, I was just trying to hold back a yawn. Well then why'd you wake up at 6 a.m., girl? Hope she's getting enough sleep. Why fight it? If you got a yawn, just yawn. Showing the inside of my mouth to the whole world is just too embarrassing. Does anyone actually think that? Like, yeah, yawning can be embarrassing, but does anyone go like, what will happen if I show the world the inside of my mouth? They must never see what I have in my mouth. Like, what kind of process is this? Who wrote this? Okay, whatever you say.
See?
Let's just pass along our message already. Then maybe you should go back to bed. You have a message for me?
Sure.
The field captain's order. She wants you to introduce yourself to everyone in town. But isn't she just downstairs? Could she not have just told me herself? Oh wow, your first official Xseed mission. Wow, your first mission. Introduce yourself. Wow, good luck and break a leg. Wow. So official, my first mission. I'm so excited. Okay, I get a map. Sweet. Tells me everyone's location, that's useful. Hover over a building, see what's inside. Oh good, then I want to hunt down people. I need the warp menu. When you're on the map screen, you can choose to warp to places you've already visited. Press the Y button to bring up a list of locations. Can I get changed now? Oh, that's... outside. I have my own entranceway. It's kind of cool. Why is the game so laggy out there? Let's get changed. Who should get changed? Well, Kiro, I'm the only one here. Who should get changed? Does this game have multiplayer? I know in Rune Factory 4 you could like play with a friend. They could like help you through dungeons or something like that. Yeah, I'm new in town, nobody trusts me, but they gave me this magical map that shows me where everyone is at all times. That's great. What? I can't like preview them, I have to click on them. Okay, so all these are like characters from previous games. And I don't recognize any of their names because I don't remember, well, I didn't play any of them except for one and the 2 spin-offs. Oh, okay, at least that happened instantly. These clothes are pretty nice. They did not get torn up. Oh man, this is like Animal Crossing. It's like you have to go through a million menus every time you want to do something. Doug's outfit. Doug sounds good. Nope, never mind. I don't like this. I don't recognize any of these names. I recognize some of the characters, but... we could play around with that later, I guess. Let's water my turnips. Why is this one
Go big and strong.
brown already?
things out okay. Go big and strong, okay?
Okay, I'm just gonna fill my my watering can on the grass over here. Okay, let's put that away. Oh, look at all the weeds. I like weeds. Give me all those weeds. Oh! Or I'll just throw them. Oh, I can stash them. There we go. Pick up 2 at a time, stash. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. How do I sprint again? Okay, that's not sprint. Oh, there we go. Come back! I want to introduce myself! Oh. Myopic Delia. Why is myopic your adjective? You know, it's like, let's give you an adjective to describe your personality. Myopic. There you go. Okay, so you're not actually an NPC. You're just a filler NPC. Hey, your clothes are like mine. Are you a guard? Careless Addy. Nothing out of the ordinary here. At least I think so. Hey, Careless Addy. Thought they said they didn't have any other rangers. Careless Addy. Sweet Hearth. Why does my minimap take up so much of my screen? I still haven't figured out how to tell time. Granny! Are you Yuki? Smells like fresh baked bread.
Welcome.
You so jolly, bearded grandpa, welcome.
Sorry about that.
Oh, excuse me, I'm not here to buy anything. As a matter of fact...
You're the new seed trainee, aren't you?
Pleasant Granny, nice to meet you.
Do you know who this is, Yuki?
Oh, Yuki, right, the woman from the glasses incident.
Priscilla told me all about our new neighbor. That girl was positively beaming with excitement.
She had more than a few kind words to say about Seed's latest hire. Oh ho, isn't that something? Oh, okay, never mind, you're gonna voice act it yourself. Ward me, okay? My name's Kiro, and yeah, that's me. Very sophisticated dialogue. I look forward to getting to know you.
I'm Randall. My wife Yuki and I run this little bakery.
Feel free to drop in and chat anytime, even if you aren't looking to buy.
I love a good bakery.
Huh?
I wouldn't want to impose. Oh, don't worry about that. Old-timers like us love nothing more than to chew the fat.
Well, I just want to catch up on the latest gossip. But my husband here lives for tales of adventure. Whatever you happen to hear through the grapevine, we'll be happy to lend an ear.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Granny. I don't think I've introduced myself to everyone yet. You think? I've only met 2 people. Oh, and Myopic Delia and Careless Addy. It's back here. The back entrance? Oh, their room.
Still working hard, I see.
This mini-map is so big. Like, maybe... Did Myopic Delia invent this mini-map? I do not need it this big. Where should I go next? Oh, there's a house up here. Is that the back entrance? Did I just go through the back entrance?
It's a case! It's a case!
Hey, it's you.
Oh, it's you again. Huh?
He's one of the bachelors.
I knew it!
You look really young, though. Like, too young. Just as I deduced, you must be Kiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you know my name? Mr. Terry clued me in, a stranger without a past appearing out of nowhere. Now that is a real mystery. I had to see it with my own eyes. Oh, look at this dude! Look at this dude!
Cecil.
Lethargic man.
Show some respect. This young man's predicament is nothing for you to get excited about.
Yeah, geez. Now, yeah, if you think about it, it's pretty serious, right? Having amnesia like this, and everyone's like, whatever.
Oh, gosh. My apologies.
Like, the thing is,
You'll accept my apology too. I'm the one who got him all riled up over a new incident.
like, Cecil, his character model looks a little bit older, but his artwork looks really young. It's fine, please don't worry about it. I do like Cecil's bright blue eyes though, and his hair color is kind of nice. Like the combination is kind of nice. On that note, are you Terry?
You are correct. Not that it was much of a riddle.
Man, this guy is like straight out of an Ace Attorney game or something.
I own the general store, but I work with Xseed on the side. Here's to the start of a beautiful friendship.
I keep thinking like Xseed is like, isn't that the name of the group in Persona 3? Like the extracurricular extermination something?
Yes!
Likewise, I look forward to working together.
Excuse me?
Look at those shorts that Cecil has too. His little voice.
Can I also be your friend?
Oh, Cecil. He's like a good like head shorter than me too. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's C's. Yeah, in Persona 3. I also keep thinking because the name of the company, the video game company, is Xseed as well.
Of course.
The more the merrier, Cecil. Oh yeah, in FF8 they're called
Awesome.
Seed.
Thank you.
Wow, there's so many seeds. I don't think I've introduced myself. Yes, I know. So is this like a general store? Name's Tara. I know we went through this already, but just for the sake of good manners, let me reiterate that it's nice to meet you. Same here, Terry. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to come see me. I just might be able to give you a hand. Really, how generous of you. Thanks. This is like the general
Let me
store.
know if you have any problems. Guess what?
Kiro, come on, now's not the time to stand idly by. There's a mystery afoot, and a big one at that. Yeah, my amnesia, dude.
Huh?
Really? Yeah, according to my investigation, as we speak at this very moment. Yes? Nobody in this whole town has a single problem. Excuse me? I have a very big problem. I don't have a memory. Huh? On days like this, we usually have at least one request for an errand or missing item or something, but not today. No one, not one person has any trouble with anything at all. Excuse me? I'm standing right here. This isn't normal, it can't be. What in the world is going on here? The plot thickens. To someone like Cecil, the dearth of mysteries to solve is a mystery in and of itself. The dearth of mysteries. Look at how gigantic this mini-map is though. Like, for this little building. Okay, let's go meet some more peeps. Oh, my mini-map got small. Oh! Wait, so this isn't the sprint button? I thought this was the sprint button. I guess not. Let's check over here. Oh, the blacksmith. The true strike smithy. After my own monk heart. Oh yeah, they're claws. I can fight with my fists. I love fighting with my fists. Wow, they're so focused. Excuse me. Wow, why does he get such an epic intro? That's all you have to say?
Who are you?
I like his headgear. It reminds me of Ragnarok Online. You know, when they had like the knights that have like their visors, but it wasn't a full helmet, it was just a visor, so you could still see their hair. I'm Kiro, the new Xseed trainee. I'll be staying in Rigbarth for a little while, so I want to introduce myself. Uh-huh. That guy's beard is clipping through his chest.
Master Derek, a new Xseed trainee's here.
What's that, Martin?
A new Xseed trainee is here.
A blue sea train's near where?
Please stay your hand for a moment, sir.
Oh, excuse me. Why didn't you tell me we got a customer?
Why didn't you see we had a customer?
Not a customer. Xseed's latest recruit.
My name's Kiro.
Ah, new kid in town. Granny Yuki told me about you.
Word travels fast.
Name's Derek. I'm a blacksmith around these parts. Martin here's my apprentice. Must be rough, losing your memory. Wish I could help.
Say, that's it, Martin. Show him the forge. Hammer away on an anvil might knock something loose. Understood. I'll keep it short. I like how they went through the trouble of putting shading on Martin's shirt just to show his pecs and a couple of his abs. Like, they went through they were like, we need to add shading right here.
Yes.
Looks like you're ready, then let's get started. Smithing allows you to make weapons and farm tools. Of course, can't make much of anything without metal or any other materials. Normally, you'd gather ore from dungeons with a hammer. But since you probably don't have any right now, you can use this. Oh, whoa, you just suddenly got really close to me. You received some steel. Thank you. I didn't know the portraits would actually move across the screen. That's interesting. No need to thank me. Moving on. Why don't you start by making a longsword? Choose the make a weapon option, then select longsword. What should I make? Short sword, longsword, spear. I remember in the fist weapon, yes. I remember in the old games, or in the first couple of Rune Factory games, because I didn't play the other ones, you basically had to use the short sword. Like, every other weapon really sucked. The spear, there was a use case for the spear because you got some distance with it, but like the axe and the hammer and the longsword took so long to swing, it just wasn't worth it. Can I make a fist weapon though? It's screwing around already. Oh, come on, Martin. I told you to select longsword, now do it. Fine. No fun, Martin here. Recipes you can make appear on the left side of the screen. The materials required for each recipe appear in the upper right corner. You have all the necessary materials, a recipe will have bold letters, if not they'll have faded letters. Try making a claymore. Oh right, doing things in town like uses up your RP. So your RP is like your magic points, or like your stamina, but even like swinging a sword around or swinging like a hoe around or forging things usually costs you. And that's how you know that you need to go to sleep and progress the day. Clear your mind and strike true. That's all you need to do for now. Oh, I thought the A was a prompt for me to actually craft. It was just a skip button. Alright, that should do it. You received a claymore. Let me see that. Color me surprised. You did well for your first try. Okay, but aren't you the smith? Aren't you supposed to make it for me? Isn't that your job? You have a talent for this after all. Well, I do have a good teacher. Smithing is such an amazing art. I can hardly believe I turned a lump of metal into something like this. All I had to do was select something from a menu. It's almost like magic. You really think so? Anyway, do you remember anything? Do you remember anything? I'm assuming he means my memory, but you would think that maybe this would be a prompt for him to do the tutorial over with you again. Nothing. I see. Well, if it were that easy, then I doubt you'd have to try so hard in the first place. If you need a flash of inspiration, you could try eating some bread. What? Here, get your memories back. Eat this piece of bread. Bread, really? Did I stutter? I've been watching a lot of The Office again lately. I love The Office. And there's that scene where Stanley says, "Did I stutter?" It's like the theme of the entire episode. Right, you lost your memories. You learn new recipes by eating what? Recipe bread? Okay, that's news to me. What happened to recipe books? They've advanced so far, you could learn recipes just by eating bread. Depending on what you want to make, you can eat weapon bread or farming bread. This is so weird. What is going on? I can eat weapon bread or farming bread. Although sometimes you will learn anything at all from eating them. Oh, recipe bread was a Rune Factory 4 thing? What happened to just having books? That happens when your forging level or tool-related skill level is too low. In other words, it means you aren't ready to handle something like that yet. You eat the bread, it's like, the bread's like, nope, you're not ready for me. Nope, get me out of this mouth. I'm still in training myself, so unfortunately, there's not much else I could teach you. Sorry about that. Do you have any extra bread? But don't worry, I learned a lot. Thanks so much. If you ever want to get serious about forging, you should get a forging license at your own forge. Use a directive to take a test for a forging license at Rigbarth Outpost. As for a forge, you could buy one at Studio Palmo. This is so much information, Martin, I'm not going to remember it. But I appreciate it, thank you, man. That's about it. If you don't have any other business here, please leave us to our work. We've wasted enough of my master's time. You spend the time to help me out, you're all nice about it, then you're like, you've been wasting my time.
Thank you very much.
Come on, man. Wait, where'd his master go? It's you, here to ask something about smithing? No. Actually, I was wondering if you could tell me more about the smithy itself. Alright. In addition to farming tools and weapons, we also sell armor and accessories. We sell the materials required to make them as well. Wow, I didn't know you were making armor and accessories too. Yeah, although you can craft those rather than forge them. If you want to do that yourself, you'll need to get a crafting license and a crafting table. Hope that helps. I need a lesson, or I need a license to craft. He's just chilling in here. Hey, bye, Derek. Whoa, your doors swing both ways. That's fancy. Can I climb this ladder? Nope. Where am I going now? Just follow my map, I guess. Oh, this place is literally right next to my field. Let's go to this marker. A big tree. Is that Lucy?
You little...
Wait. What? Okay, you were running... Oh, of course. You were running really slowly. There's no way we would have crashed.
Ouch!
Sorry.
I was chasing after my brother.
Okay?
No worries, are you okay, Lucy? I'm fine, thanks. Maybe. Something the matter?
It's nothing. I was wrong to suspicious of you.
Oh, you changed your tune really quickly. Did you hit your head? I don't have time for this. I'm gonna hunt down Julian. I take my eyes off that kid for 1 second, he runs off to who knows where. Sounds like a real handful.
More like 2. You're in training, right? Give me a hand.
First one to catch him wins. Ooh, Julian? This is now a Xseed mission. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, bye. Off she goes. Okay, well, he's not here anymore. So, I'm guessing these are just unmarked houses. Vacant house. Oh, someone else probably moves in here later. That's why. Oh, St. Coquille Street. That's the last name of one of the rich girls from the first couple games. And I think the other games have people that have the same last name, like from their family line. Oh, it's you. For some reason, I thought that the place I was staying at was the clinic, but that's not the case. Hello, pirate Dr. Mayor lady. Cock. Why did I say cock? I'm trying to say cough and hack at the same time, and I ended up saying cock. Cough, hack.
Simone?
Simone? It kind of bothers me that
Oh my.
like she's taller than me, but the portraits are aligned so that I am taller than her. Great, thank you for your help earlier. No thanks necessary. As a doctor, it's my responsibility to... You okay? That sounds pretty bad. For all my years of medical training, I'm not very good at taking care of myself. Ugh. At least I try to get the experimental treatments. You taking untested medications? You're doing drugs? That's basically what you're doing. Of course, I can't very well use my patients as test subjects. Unless you would like to donate your body to science. Oh gosh. As long as it won't hurt. No, Kiro, do not agree to that. Haha, chew! Only a joke. This is no laughing matter, Simone. Wait, that's her introduction? That's it? That's it? She retreated upstairs. Okay, bye. Ooh, this restaurant shaped like a ship. It doesn't have a marker though. Doesn't look like it's open. Okay. Whoa, camera, what are you doing? That's the bakery. Let's go over here. Oh, this is the mansion. There's always a mansion with a rich girl. She from the St. Coquille family? Oh, the Blue Moon. Okay, never mind. This is not a mansion. They usually have a rich girl, and to win the rich girl's heart, you have to talk to her every day because she's so rich that presents don't have any effect on her. Is this the hot spring? I think most games had like a hot spring where you could go once a day to replenish your RP. What is this place? It's usually run by a girl that's dressed like a witch in all the games. There's always a girl that's dressed like a witch. Oh, you're not a girl dressed like a witch.
Yo, if it isn't the hero of the hour.
Wait. You're a bachelor? You're not too old? You look too old.
Come on.
The one and only. Given my offer any thought? There's plenty of room for you to stay at my place. Perks of being the innkeeper.
Oh, this is the inn. Yeah, this place is huge. Yeah, why can't I just stay here? Actually, I'm staying at the silo.
I'm glad that everything worked out.
Say no more. I'm sure you'll take to Xseed like a duck to water.
Hang in there.
The jungle out there, but work hard and you'll get by.
If you ever need a break, come take a dip in our spa.
There's no better way to restore your health and energy. Okay, so it is also the spa.
Yes!
Thanks for the offer. Is his daughter around? I guess not. Why do I slow down when I go upstairs? These are in... Oh no. I thought these were beds. I'm like... Why are the beds just out in the open? Wait, there's no... Okay, here are the rooms. Oh. Excuse me. Total times you've entered the wrong bath. 1. Klutz. Okay. Thanks, game, for warning me. Oh, he's... Hi. Hey! Hi, sorry to disturb you there. Oh, hi. Oh, look, they rendered his abs too. Hey there, Kiro. How have things been going for you? I'm getting by, everyone's been helping me out a lot. Let's just have this conversation while you're in the bath. Right on, folks around Rigbarth are pretty swell. That's for sure. Seriously, you're running any kind of problem, give me a holler, got it? I owe you for saving Hina and all. You ever need a hand, I'll drop whatever I'm doing and come running.
Thank you very much.
Even if he's in the middle of a bath, apparently. Apparently I can go in the bath too, fully clothed. Water feels just a bit on the hot side, but that means the moment you step in, feels absolutely amazing. Fully clothed, of course. Okay, that's all just flavor text. What's over here? Why is there a path over here? Oh, there's a kitchen. Kitchen's kind of far from the dining area, isn't it? Oh, this is just an isolated room. Like a tower. Kind of a weird setup. Okay, I guess there's no one else here. What is the point of this? Can I jump? Nope, not the watering can. Can I jump? There's no jump. Nope. Well, I guess I'm going back in. That was pointless. Okay, there's more in rooms down here. Oh, this is his room. Your inn only has 4 rooms, and you live in one of them. Toy herb room. And no jumping allowed, apparently. Do I have to get a jumping license? Charm blue room. There's usually like a character that stays at the inn, like a traveler that joins the town. Pink cat room. What's over here? The Crystallabra. Is this a fortune teller? Hello?
Huh?
Huh?
How unlucky. You are our 9,999th visitor.
Doesn't that make me lucky?
Had you been the 10,000th, I would have given you a crystal as a customer appreciation prize.
What if I leave and then come back? Wow, that is bad luck.
Yes, it sure is. So very unfortunate.
Well, no one will ever know, dude. Just say I'm the 10,000th.
How about this? Why don't you step out of the shop for a moment, then come back in?
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Is he gonna, like, have a surprise for me? Wait, how'd you get out here? What the heck? You have a twin? What? You have a twin? Are we not gonna talk about how he was just suddenly outside? And I guess him walking off screen, they didn't make it really obvious. Maybe he can teleport, I don't know. Also, this is kind of like one of the situations, like, you know, when you go to like a fast food place and you have coupons and it's like 1 coupon per customer, and you're like, could I just do 2 transactions and just use both these coupons? Like, usually they're just like, sure, go ahead.
No, my friend. You should have asked me to step outside with you.
What? You bamboozled me. You went outside with me, and then you came in as the 10,000th customer. It's your rule, dude. You could just... you could have just given yourself... Okay. Well, it's a moot point now. How can I help you? Oh, right. Also, didn't I go in before you? I'm pretty sure I went in before you. But that cutscene was not very clear. I'm training under Xseed. My name's Kiro. Oh yes, I heard about you. Is it true you've lost your memories? Lately, I've been rather forgetful myself, so I can understand what you're going through. No, it's not the same, my dude. You're also taking advantage of me. You're bamboozling me.
Where are my manners? I'm Hines, proprietor of this crystal shop.
Our motto is happiness sprouts from a smile. Pleased as punch to make your acquaintance. Pleasure's all mine. By the way, about that customer appreciation prize. I gave it to myself. Oh, you're just a comedian. You're quite the comedian, my friend. Do you think a crystal shop way out in the boonies could possibly attract 10,000 visitors? Well, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to be rude. But now that you're bringing it up, I'm gonna be rude. I guess not. Okay, well, I'm never talking to you again, Hines. What's down here? I'm gonna raid your place. What, your room's just right here? Very professional. And once I forge my fist weapons, I'm coming back for you, Hines. I'm gonna punch you in the face. How's that for a customer appreciation prize? Okay, the next place is up here. Still a lot of bachelors and bachelorettes I have not met. But I guess some of them must be added to the town, like, as you progress. You probably don't start with all of them. Oh, hello.
Joyous joy!
Why does every Rune Factory game have to have, like, a couple people that look like this? Like, they draw them in this exact same style, and the same body type, and the same, like, nose and like, lips? I don't know if it's, like a tradition now, or what? What the? Oh gosh. From that camera angle.
Hello, person who I have never met. Feast your eyes on this.
Like, this camera angle makes him look gigantic. 'Cause he's standing close to the camera, but it feels like he's just a giant.
I, Calmo Criasse de Saint Coquille, have poured forth my entire being into this one sheet.
Oh, you're a Saint Coquille. That kind of explains it. Yeah, they always have like the rich girl, and then her dad looks like this. His head is gigantic. This is escalating quickly. It's a blueprint? At least he's jovial. I'm overcome by a wave of pure emotion. Behold, a work of art that is also a toilette. Looks pretty sturdy. Could you bake it into a piece of bread so I could eat the recipe? A fine eye for detail, totally random stranger. This porcelain throne could bear a dragon's girth. Truly a seat for the masses. Well, I don't know what to say. You invented a beautiful toilet, I guess?
Joyous joy!
The look of bewilderment says it all. I mean, now that you mention it, my room does not have a bathroom.
But I am getting ahead of myself. Who, might I ask, are you?
Hello?
I'm the new Xseed trainee, Kiro. I'm gonna be living in Rigbarth, so I'm making the rounds to introduce myself to everyone. Sweet serendipity, a new acquaintance. I feel the electric tingle of future inspiration. Kinda weird. Oh, hi.
Homo,
Can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
Your laziness is also inspiring, young Riker. How magnificently your work has piled up.
Wait, are you the rich person in this game? The rich bachelor? Is there no rich girl bachelorette this time, and it's you, Riker? I like your character design. It's kind of cool.
I'll get straight to it. Tomorrow. Today, I rest.
Ah, he's the lazy type. Got it. How do his sleeves stay up? I guess they're like long gloves. Who's that?
That is Riker, the apprentice carpenter under my tutelage. If I let him oversleep, he becomes completely useless.
Oh, I see. He seems oddly happy about that.
And with that,
I must begin constructing my masterpiece. When it's finished, I do hope that we may share the spark of creativity again. Oh, I got a cooking table for free. You'll find your lovely gift waiting for you by the entrance of Studio Palmo, so don't forget to bring it back home. Nice. I just have to carry a table back with me. So you're a carpenter. Right, I forgot. Toilette does not mean toilet. I don't remember much of my French. You know, I studied it for quite a few years, but I don't actually know anyone to speak French with. Can I go sneak up on Riker? Do I not get a cutscene with you? Hey there, Riker.
Hey.
Who are you again? I'm Kiro. I joined Xseed just recently. It's a pleasure to meet you. Xseed's newest flunky, eh? Can't say it's a pleasure for me. Well, rude. Sorry, I'm just none too fond of him. But I guess you don't seem too bad. Work stuff aside, it's good to meet you. Thanks. I guess. Where's my crafting table? Is this my crafting table? Oh. Pick it up. Oh my gosh. Okay, bye. Should I just carry this back to my house? Don't mind me, I'm just carrying this crafting table. It's weird it's giving me the silhouette where to place it down. That's so weird. Don't mind me, ma'am. Just carrying my table. So, maybe I shouldn't put it indoors. Maybe I should just leave it outdoors, so then I can get to it easier. Yeah, I don't want the camera to freak out every time I get near it, though. Here. This is a good place. There we go. Yeah, I am so ripped. I have these powerful abs and triceps to carry my table with perfect ease. That's why they gave me these like loose-fitting clothes, because they couldn't handle shading all that extra muscle on my body, like with Martin and Murakumo. There's Julian. Oh, he's with Hina.
Jeez.
Nuh-uh, I'm way stronger than you. He kind of looks like Razor from Genshin Impact. Like just the eyes and the hairdo and the hair color. Not that I actually play Genshin Impact, I know very little about it. Sounds like an argument. I like his giant oversized sweater, it's cute. Well, I guess it's not really oversized. I'll show you.
Okay.
Whoa!
They're fighting, I better break it up. Are they fighting? Ha, Lucy, I found him before you.
Hold it right there.
Wait. Hold it right there. Who do you think you are butting in on a fair fight?
Lucy?
So are they having like a physical fight? I thought it was just a verbal fight. Just gonna like transform into like a fox demon and beat him up or something.
Here goes.
Are you actually doing this? Okay, fine. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Let's do this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they really did it. Or I guess she really did it. Wait, girl.
Yay!
You could clearly defend yourself. You did not need me to cut down that woolly for you. Okay, bye, Julian. Hey, you're the one that wanted them to fight, Lucy. She's crying. That's why I tried to stop them. What an amazing... What? What an amazing battle.
Huh?
Yeah, an amazing... What?
Yo!
Hey, Julian. Hey, Lucy, you are weirder than I thought.
Uh-huh.
I lost. Oh, he's really down in the dumps.
That was awesome!
What?
But
Okay.
next time, I'm gonna win for sure.
Okay, you're a good sport about it. I like that. I can respect that. Okay, bye. What did I just... What? What a tough kid. Right? Toughness is pretty much the only thing he's got going for him. Holy, come on.
Hey,
Oh, you didn't get to introduce yourself. I'll let him know about you later. Sure, thank you. Anyway, keep up the hard work. That's my introduction to Julian? Okay. Hey, wait. What about our competition? Oops, almost forgot. Let's call it a draw. I won't go so easy on you next time. What do you mean a draw? I won! I found him first. Next time? Like, she just like smashed Julian's head into the cement. Maybe he has amnesia now. Have I met everyone in town? I'll report back to the field captain tomorrow. For now, I should call it a day. Why can't you report to her today? That's all for the people in town? I guess, I mean, it wouldn't be a game if everyone was already in town to begin with, but there's a few cool characters I already know about that are not in town right now. Maybe since this was just tutorial days, there was no actual time passing, that's why I didn't have to watch. It's already getting late.
Ah.
Oh. What was that intro?
What could it be?
He was like Naruto running, and then he did a backflip, and that was it. So much for being the lazy guy. Am I seeing things? Why does he get a special out of daytime cutscene? Okay. I'll take it, I guess. That's interesting. They're just not gonna explain that. I just saw Riker running around and doing backflips in the middle of the night. He's Batman! The field captain expected me to report back to her office once I finish my mission.
Skill up!
Whoa, skill up! Well, now I got a time. Oh, Kiro. You get enough sleep again? Nope. So many people have asked me to help them out with so many things. That sounds rough. Not that you look too upset about it. I'm not. I like giving our neighbors a helping hand. It's fun and it makes me feel warm inside. If you ever need help with anything, just let me know, okay? I'm more than happy to, Okay, so you're the narcoleptic one now. That's more like I should be helping you. How about you just get some more sleep? Oh, hey, Lucy. Ah, Kiro.
Hey,
Have you seen Julian around? The little scamp's wandered off again.
honestly.
Seriously, where do you get to this time? I take my eyes off him for 2 seconds and poof, he's nowhere to be seen. Yikes, sounds like you're having a tough day, Lucy. Why don't you get Cecil to help you out, man? He's always looking for something to do, and you always have something to do with Julian. I'm used to it, though Julian's not the only one I worry about, and I gotta keep an eye on you.
Huh?
What do you mean? Well, you've lost your memories, right? I know you're not a weirdo or anything, but a girl's gotta wonder. You really make a life for yourself in Rigbarth, like, at all? You gotta remember to eat your veggies and get enough sleep. You get along with your neighbors, say hi to them, and send the right greeting cards at the right time. Are you my mother now, Lucy? Hey, Yule, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by. Most important of all, will you be nice to Priscilla? Does she want to be friends with you? I'm serious, when someone's a buy one, get 7 free special on the worry aisle, how am I supposed to turn my back on them? I'm staying right here, you know. Right, I was in the middle of something. I gotta go find Julian.
See you later.
Better run. See you, Kiro. If you need anything, let me know. Thanks? Well, I guess that means she's concerned about me, at least. Well, you look like you're not in a hurry at all. Look at you. You just said you gotta run, and look at you.
Alright!
What? I got a skill up for talking to you? Or for walking around?
Captain Livia.
Captain Livia, ma'am.
Yes!
I've introduced myself to everyone in town.
Yeah.
Did you say nya? You're not a cat girl. Even then, it's weird. Good work. Are you getting used to the small town life? Everyone's friendly,
Are you
sure.
really?
You're an odd duck. But
No, never mind.
when it comes to relationships, everyone marches to the beat of their own drum.
Hey!
Speaking of which, Kiro, did you see the bulletin board by the silo's entrance? Members of the community go there to file requests. I need someone to review the post and help out any citizens in need.
Yes!
Consider it done.
Yes!
Good answer.
Right.
For your next mission, you will complete a request from the bulletin board. Once you resolve Priscilla's issue, report it back to me. Okay, if you already know what request is on it, why are you making me go check the board? Priscilla's right there in the next room.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I hope your raid went well. What if I touched the crystal? The device is called the Soul Sphere. I'm really tempted to touch it, but I shouldn't. Fine. Well, look, Lucy, you clearly didn't have any place that you need to go.
Time to tackle another day.
Why does she have a book over her head? Does that mean she has new dialogue? Okay, let's see what this request is. Please open the door. Priscilla seems to have a problem. Go talk to her outside the restaurant. Talk to Eliza inside the silo. I'll just accept both of them. To Kira, once you've read this, head over to the silo and talk to Eliza. They should fill you in on how the request system works. Should. Who's Eliza? What great weather we're having. Hey, Julian told me you're gonna live and work here as a member of Xseed now. You were literally there when that was assigned to me. And for some reason, he's treating you as if you're his biggest rival. Did something happen between you two? I haven't even spoken to the guy. Wait. You're Eliza? What? Hi, Eliza. Huh? What's with this box, and why does it have a face? Box? How rude. Whoa, does this box just talk? I told you already, I'm not a box. Despite my appearance, I do in fact have a name. Saint Eliza. Call me Eliza for short. Eliza? That's me. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now that I think about it, you can actually hear me. At first glance, you don't look too dependable, but I can see you have potential. I do? Oh, don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. This game gets weirder and weirder. You change the game's difficulty level. You have 3 options, easy, normal, and hard. You're currently playing on normal. Let me know if you ever want to change it. Hey, this is a weird place for you to give me that tutorial. You can also access the directive system here. Yeah, she doesn't even have a character portrait. I thought she was wearing like a wig too, like an old like American Revolution time wig. If you'd like to give it a whirl, look at the first directive request on the task board. So you accepted a request that Livy posted. Did I just accept something dangerous? Dangerous? In a way, it might be. That all depends on how you handle it. Well, since Livy chose you for this task, I have no choice. So I'll say you're qualified enough to use the directive system. What exactly is that, and how am I qualified enough to use it? The hint's in the name. The system lets you make rules that affect the whole town. So I'm basically the mayor now. You'll understand everything faster if you try it out yourself. Now let's dish out some directives. Oh. Increase the size of my bag or furniture. I thought this would be like directives as in like Animal Crossing style. Like everyone goes to bed at this time or shops open an hour early. I'll expand my bag, I guess. I have money. Let's do it.
Let's get to it.
Directive. I made my bag bigger somehow. Now I can carry around a lot more stuff. Not bad at all. Looks like you're getting the hang of this. Just as you did now, you can use seed points to make all sorts of new rules that will help the town grow. What? That screenshot, that person had like 100,000 seed points. What are seed points? You saw them displayed in the upper right corner when making that directive just now. It represents how much people trust you in numerical form. Wow, we can quantify this stuff now. You'll earn more seed points by helping people out around town or taking care of unruly monsters. Yeah, let me get to a dungeon already. I just want to beat something up. You can even earn them by shipping items or chatting to people every day. Depending on how well you do, you can also earn them during festivals. Festivals? Did I say you could interrupt me? Wow, you're kind of rude, Eliza. No, I think not. In any case, let's try making a directive for a festival. First, I'll set you up with some seed points as a little present. 1,000 seed points. You'll make me work any harder than I have to, okay? Alright, let's dish out some directives. You are literally not doing anything. Ooh. I can make a cooking contest? A bean toss contest? A fish variety contest? Or a flower festival? Well, I don't have enough points for a flower festival. I should do the bean toss, because if I do cooking, I don't have any cooking recipes, and if I do fish, I don't have a fishing rod yet. Bean toss. Let's do it.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, bean toss festival.
All right.
Well, you're heading to bed? Good night. Thanks so much for dropping by the stream. Hope you enjoyed Rune Factory 5 tomorrow. Yeah, I need to pay for festivals with trust money points. Alright, I used a directive to schedule the bean toss contest. Now we wait for Spring 10 to arrive. You're doing pretty well, all things considered, but since you're still learning the ropes, I'll keep an eye on you for a little while. How are you gonna do that? You're the talking head box thing. You won't be able to issue many directives at first, but you'll gain access to more over time. Try solving some big cases or talking to the townsfolk. You can even try acquiring some new furniture. So I was just thinking, what can I tell making directives seems like a pretty serious responsibility. Yeah, you're letting this stranger throw festivals in your town. Shouldn't the mayor or somebody important be in charge of this? Wait a minute, does that mean... Right, this used to be Livy's job. Your job? Then why am I in charge now? There's no way I could take on such an important job. Oh, stop panicking so much. True, making directives does give you a lot of power. Depending on how you wield that power, you can make a lot of people happy or very unhappy. Oh no, what if people don't like my bean toss competition? But directives aren't the be-all and end-all solution to every problem. And like I said, you're limited in what you can do at first. But still, no buts, just listen to me. What happens next depends entirely on you. Only you can decide what you want, whether you want to wield this power. You don't have to issue directives if you don't want to. That's a perfectly reasonable option, especially since dealing with all this is a pain in the butt for me too. You can actually hear my voice, and Livy picked you out herself. So with you in charge, I think we could pull off some pretty amazing things. Huh. You certainly seem less than enthusiastic about this. Cheer up. I'll go ahead and tell Livy you complete her request just fine. How are you gonna do that? You don't move. Okay, I won't question it. I'll just accept that you're like a gyroid from Animal Crossing. I think that's how I have to approach this. Oh wait, I should water my field. I'm gonna forget. Or the game's gonna like force me out of it. I like how I'm carrying around this watering can with me.
Grow big and strong, okay?
And it's also filled with water in my pocket. But then again, I can lift a whole table over my head.
All right.
So this watering can holds a lot of water. Compared to previous games, you have to fill it up like so often. Oh, no, I don't want this. I want to pick up the stick. Give me the stick. Give me the rock. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I want it. What the heck is this? There's like... scrap metal. What? Can I pick this up? No, I need a hammer. Was that there before? Or did that appear overnight?
Alright!
Yeah, I'm getting skill from picking up sticks. Okay, I need some weed. Give me weed. Do these things stack? My inventory? Oh, finally I can access my menu. Oh, these are different herbs. Green grass, medicinal herb, antidote grass. Yeah, it's nice that some giants randomly chuck chunks of ore at my field at night. That's very, very nice. This cherry blossom lane is very pretty. Oh, this is a restaurant that was closed. You gonna run the restaurant, Priscilla? Hi, Kiro. Are you here for my request? Yep. This is the locked door? Yes. Yep, it sure is locked. You're right, it won't open. Did you lose the key? No, but my big sister has the only copy.
Is that so?
Alright, we need to go find her. See, that's the thing. She's inside the restaurant, but she hasn't come out in days. Well, shouldn't you be more worried about this? Shouldn't you have done this like 2 days ago when I was first here?
What?
Oh no, do you think something happened in there? It's a little late for you to be doing something. We have to do something. I could throw one of my rocks at the window, that might work.
No way!
Darn it, no response. Priscilla, do I have your permission to break down the door? Breaking down a door is probably a lot harder than it looks like on movies and stuff. They always make it look so easy. Huh? I mean, yes. Okay, I'm on it. Whoa, I am... Oh, I was about to say I am strong boy, but apparently not. Oh yeah, here's some strong boys. What's going on? Priscilla's sister is locked inside, but we can't get in. Are you actually freakishly strong, Martin? You're kind of dressed like... There was a character named Cross in Rune Factory Frontier. He had a similar outfit to this, and he was like, his character trait was that he was like ridiculously strong or something like that. In addition to being very sad. Step aside. Oh, where'd you get that? Oh yeah, I guess you're a smithy, so... Oh, it didn't work. Or sturdier than it looks. You look like you have a pow hammer. Oh, you have a bigger hammer.
Is it okay for me to pulverize the door?
Is it okay for me to pulverize the door? Probably. You don't seem very concerned about your sister, Priscilla.
Wait a moment.
Hi, Mr. Backflippy Naruto. Riker? Is he gonna like ninja flip into an open window on the roof or something? Like a skylight?
Come on.
I swear, blacksmiths are all brawn and no brain. Guess when all you've got is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
I don't want to hear it from a halfling who's barely cut out for carpentry.
Ooh, these two don't get along.
Shut it. Delete those words eventually.
Also, why are all the voices so quiet in this game? Like, compared to the background music. It's really quiet. Can I turn that up in the settings? Gonna lockpick it?
I see.
Oh, okay, I was gonna voice that for you, but guess you'll do the speaking.
Wow!
It's open. For someone like me, this lock is child's play.
You Impressive. You'd make a fine locksmith.
Or a fine thief. Life of crime might actually suit you.
He looks like a thief, except for the fact that his colors are like light blue.
What?
Haha. Go on, laugh it up.
Come on.
Someday I'll be Palmo's right-hand man, you'll see. Riker, is there anyone competing with you to be Palmo's right-hand man? Does anyone actually want to be Palmo's right-hand man? Thanks, everybody. I'll pay you back as soon as I don't mention it. Okay, so now we know if anyone ever breaks into any place and the lock's picked, we know exactly who did it.
We're doing this for a reason, right? Get in there. Priscilla.
Yes.
You don't seem very concerned about your sister, though. That's what really gets me. Is your sister the one that's dressed up like a witch?
Elsa.
What? Elsia. That was an interesting spelling. What? Are they speaking another? Are they speaking in magic words or something? Is her name not actually Elsia? What's a buh? Huh? Did I just hear something? Oh. What? Ow. Okay. So we have a cat girl for all the furries that prefer girls. Fuka. Ow. So she doesn't speak English. Not what I expected. Wait, you locked her in the restaurant or something, didn't you, Priscilla? Fuka, where's my sister? Oh, she's not your sister. Okay, I thought it was gonna be some weird, like, this is my adoptive sister that I picked up off the street or something like that.
Elsa.
Wait, so Elsia is your sister's name? Of course, I should have guessed. That's so typical of her. So you can understand this. Okay. Priscilla, who on earth is this? Oh, that's right, you two haven't met. This is Fuka. She works part-time at a restaurant. Wait, you also own the restaurant? And you locked yourself out? There's only one key and your sister has... There's so many things that just don't add up here. Plus, wasn't my mission to talk and introduce myself to everyone in town, and I reported back and said I did? And there's clearly people I haven't met. Oh my gosh. She says she's happy to meet you. Likewise, or should I say... rar. What if I accidentally insult her because I say like random animal sounds and it means something bad? She understands you just fine. Oh, really? Am I supposed to unscramble those letters or something? She says she knows lots of words.
Wow!
Incredible. I know, she's very determined to learn. No, I mean, you're incredible, Priscilla. How can you understand what Fuka means? Oh, that's easy. Kiro, I'm sure you'll pick it up as you get to know her better. Fuka's language is less heard than seen. This is getting complicated. Oh my gosh. It's kind of fun to say, actually. Can you repeat that, please?
What your name?
One more time.
What's your name?
Okay, so I'm assuming the stuff in brackets is like her inner voice, and I can't actually hear it. What's your name? Oh, apparently I can understand it now.
Amazing.
I've never seen anyone catch on so quickly. It's strange, as I watched her hand gestures and facial expressions, the words just kind of formed in my mind. That's kind of interesting.
Thanks!
I'm Kiro, thanks for being my friend, Fuka. That was human speech. Priscilla, Priscilla Gafaroshimgar on Doctrine. Book is teaching me the language of were animals in return. That's so. I'd love to learn more from you sometime. Wait, so you've also been locked inside the restaurant for the past couple days. Have you just eaten all the food? You didn't even try to come out?
What's going on?
Oh, you're the witch girl, right? Oh no, never mind. You're a maid girl.
Elsa!
Good morning, Priscilla.
Wow, your shirt is so tight. Look at her model. Oh my gosh.
Jeez!
Oh, good morning, me. You were gone for days. I've been worried sick.
Sorry about that. Walking home is just such a pain.
I've had enough. I'm gonna put up a reminder here, so make sure you read it every day. The reminder says, go home.
Okay. Jeez, what a pain.
Yeah, she must have a strong back. You're Priscilla's sister, right?
How about you?
And you are? I'm Kiro, the new Xseed trainee. So I guess she's not a bachelorette. It's a pleasure to meet you. Why can't anyone use their indoor voice?
Jeez!
Is that how you introduce yourself? Kiro's just being polite.
In case you couldn't tell, Priscilla's the younger sister. That's why I get the honor of running this dome.
Oh, she is not happy.
Speaking of, I'm due for another nap. Mind taking over for a week or two?
How do you sleep without consuming food? For days, I don't understand this. I do kind of like the stereotypical, like, gloomy girls sometimes in anime, because they usually have really fun personalities to discover, but like her appearance does not match her personality here. I don't think I could do that. Sorry about that. Alsha gets cranky when she wakes up. I don't mind, I'm just glad she's okay. Yeah, is she not starving or something? Thanks, Kiro. Here's a little thank you for taking care of my request.
Alright.
Okay, and also she said it's a pain to go home, but shouldn't you, I don't know, open up your shop so people can come into the restaurant? Did that not occur to you at all? I guess she doesn't actually want to run the place, I guess. You look familiar. Well, we met earlier. I'm Kiro. Oh, nice to meet you again. Okay, bye, Elsha. Oh, the restaurant's called Lackadaisy. It's like a store up here and it's a restaurant down here. Puka's Den. This must be inside that ship part of the restaurant from outside. There's so much weird stuff going on here and no one seems to really recognize it. Okay, so now what do I do? Are there any requests on the board? Or do I just explore? Oh, there's a marker. Give me my first dungeon. Why am I hurt? Oh, it's because I leveled up probably. Oh. Hey, Liza. What would you like to do today? Corrective? Cancel the festival? Licenses. Oh, I do not have enough points for any of these. Oh, you're the one with the marker. There you go.
Well done!
Man, it's like 2 hours into this game and I've barely done anything. This tutorial's so long. So you complete your mission. But it's like long, but not very interesting.
No.
Townspeople did all the work. I barely lifted a finger.
Ah!
That's so, well, that's to be expected at first. Keep tackling the task board. That's how you'll improve. So I should take on lots of requests.
Yes!
Let me put on my captain hat, explain how they're categorized. Sometimes people come directly to us with requests, but most of the time you'll find them posted on the task board. Anyone in town who has a problem or request they'd like us to take care of will post it there. You can only accept a limited number of requests per day, so choose whatever you think you can handle. You can see how much progress you made on requests right here. If you decide you can't finish a request, then open up the camp menu and cancel it on the Ranger Notes page. Got it, but I'll do my best to see every request to completion. Good answer, I like your attitude. Less work for me. Just don't bite off more than you can chew, alright? We mostly receive requests related to finding lost items or making deliveries. So, fetch quests. Sometimes we even receive requests to deal with monsters that run amok. That sounds kinda dangerous. Just a bit, yeah, but that's when Xseed's supposed to step in. Monsters enter our world through gates. The equipment we use to fight them has been enchanted with a special spell called Tamitaya. This spell sends any monsters we defeat right back to their own world, the Forest of Beginnings. Oh right, this is how the Rune Factory series is still like kid-friendly, because you're not killing anyone, you're just sending them back to their dimension. So that's how it works. But then what about that woolly I killed earlier? My sword must have been enchanted, but how did I get it? By the way, you should take this. You receive a beginner's crest. Hey, Junik, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for stopping by. You were thinking of playing this, but you weren't sure if you should want this or Rune Factory 4. Oh, okay. I haven't played 4, so I don't know much about it, but hoping maybe my playthrough will give you a little bit of insight on what it looks like. What's this? Open up the camp menu, go to your ranger notes, look for Xseed Crest page. You can equip it there. It should protect you for the time being. Usually you earn crests by using your catch skill to capture wanted monsters, but I'll make an exception this one time. We'll discuss them in detail later. Is this like my version of spells in this game? Usually there were spells, I remember. I think that should do it for now. You can respond to whatever requests you please. Still, there's no need to push yourself too hard. I have a skill level for sleeping? Cool. And walking, apparently. That's a skill. Oh, crests. Crest for Rookie Rangers increases your vitality, lets you use the baths for free, but it's only for newbies, which means you can't use it once you start climbing the ranks. Well, I'll use it for now then. Alright, let's check the options. Text speed, auto item pickup, auto target, subtitles, dynamic resolution. Oh, so there's no volume. Oh no. Can I? The voices are already at max though. Everyone's so quiet. Okay. Yeah, I think because Rune Factory 4 did come out 10 years ago. It's not a recent game. Although I think they like made Rune Factory 4 special, which is like a special edition of it that's kind of tuned up a little bit. But it's still an old game. Why is my HP so low? Oh my gosh. Whoa. Good job. I'm glad that you and Eliza seem to be getting along. I hope you get lots of work done together. Like, I mean, just by virtue of this game being newer, I would pick this one, I think. But I know the graphics aren't as good as other games for Switch, but I'm not a huge stickler for graphics usually, so I'm okay with that. I also do like how this game has the same-sex marriage. That's kind of neat. Whoa. So much turnip. Yeah, Rune Factory 4 came out in 2012, according to Wikipedia when I checked earlier today. Unless maybe that means the Japanese version of it, but yeah, it's been a while. Used furniture. Oh, I got a storage box for this. Hamo asked me to give you this storage box as a housewarming present. Received a storage... Wait, he gifted it to me through the request board. Do you know what to do with furniture? Well, it doesn't really matter if you do or not, because I'm gonna tell you anyway. How helpful. Take this storage box. You can stick pretty much anything except for food and other perishables in it. Place your furniture wherever you want. If you ever feel like redecorating, then inspect any piece of furniture and select Pick Up to Move. You can also destroy furniture that's getting in your way, but I wouldn't recommend doing that to anything of sentimental value. Basically, you can leave the storage box in your room. Try playing around with it later to see what it can do. This thing looks heavy. It's my storage box. Pick it up! Guess I'll put it here. I want to straighten it out. Why is there no grid like Animal Crossing? Straighten out. Straighten out. Gosh. Yeah. No, that's whatever. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, same-sex marriage. Why is my HP so low, though? I was so high going into that room, and then... Did I just level up a bunch? Like, what happened?
Alright!
Well, I guess... Oh, if you ever want to spruce up your place with more furniture, head on to Studio Palmo. Okay, well... Okay, I guess I'm doing this. Sunny salutations, Kiro. Have you had the chance to use our humble little shop services yet? We don't take cash for our products, you pay us in lumber and other materials instead. That's why I'd like to have this. I got a cheap axe. Use this axe to chop some of the branches in your field and turn them into lumber. Okay, can I equip it? Nope. There we go, now I'm an axe murderer. Sweet. Can I chop this too? Ah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my gosh, this thing has so much. Look at all my stamina going down. Oh my god, that's so much. How many can I stack? Oh my gosh. Oh, sweet. Whoa! 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 Look at me go! Whoa! This looks so silly. What if I throw it? Oh, I don't want to pick it up again. Hiya! Oh, it just collapsed into one. Okay. Ooh, I like this auto-collect feature. That's nice. Maybe I'll chop this one. It's kind of old. Hiya! Yeah, yeah.
Alright!
Give me that. Put it away. Ah. Okay, I'll chop this so it's out of my way. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to... I think I'm gonna kill myself if I chop this too much. Do I die if I run out of RP, or does it start using my HP? Oh, my RP's replenishing over time. Okay. Maybe I'll just come back later.
Nice! Alright!
I like this auto-collect. This is nice. How come I don't auto-collect everything? What I really want, though, is a hammer to get... or a pickaxe to get this ore. Well, let's... Oh, there's Cecil. Wait, where did he go? He disappeared. He was right there on the map. Cecil? Oh, he went inside. Oh, Martin and Cecil. I forgot. They're siblings. They didn't tell me that, but I remember reading that. Oh, they're eating together. Hi. Whatever your plans are for the day, I'm sure that weather as nice as this can only improve them. Alright, time to find more mysteries. The detective novel I'm reading is really something else. Want to borrow it sometime, Kiro? Wait, could I... respond? What's L and R? What the... I love you! What? Oh, can I bring them as companions? According to the fundamental tenet of forging, the secret to making something good lies in visualizing the person who used the finished item. But why are you getting close to me? Hi. Hello, Martin?
What's up?
Sup? Oh, Kiro, something wrong? That's my line. I was standing right here and you didn't even notice me. Oh, he was walking into me. I don't want to say I love you to a child like Cecil. That's so weird. May I say it to Martin? Can I say it to Martin? I guess I got caught up in my mental review of Master Derek's lessons. Does that happen often? Every once in a while, yes. When I focus, I lose sight of everything except for what's right in front of me. I was right in front of you, and yet you still didn't see me. Well, try to avoid doing it when you're walking around, okay? It'd be terrible if you ran into something. Don't worry, I always keep medicinal herbs on me for when that happens. That happens a lot, huh? Oh. Nice days like this make it hard to stay cooped up in the smithy.
Do you have a moment?
I thought up a new weapon. Want to hear about it? Why is my response, I love you! Don't mess around with me like that.
Do you have a moment?
Can we go on an adventure? Martin, would you like to go on an adventure with me? I still haven't explored anything yet, but... Adventure? Sorry, I'm a little busy at the moment. Okay, fine. Like, Cecil is too young to be a bachelor in this game, but he is. Like, I feel like it'd make more sense if I, like, decide to pair up with Martin, then I would see Cecil more as, like, a brother figure. Like, that makes more sense to me. I do like Priscilla's design, but I'm not sure about her personality. It's kind of boring. I also know there's that, what's his name, Reinhardt? He's like the knight guy that's on the cover of the game. He looks pretty cool. I like Lucy's design too, but her personality is also kind of... I don't know. They usually don't... I don't know, I find a lot of games don't do a good job of writing girl characters. Say hi to Riker. Perfect weather for a nap. Welcome, we've got furniture for sale if you want any. Sure. Tell me something, why do you always have so much energy? I don't, I just pretend I do. Honestly, I don't, I just act that way for the sake of others. So it's all just a front, huh? Acting like that all the time's gotta be rough. Goodbye, Riker. Sunny salutations, how are you this fine day, Kiro? Don't wink at me like that. I'm doing just great, Palmo. Say, could you tell me a little bit about your shop? Absolutely, it'd be my pleasure, honor, and privilege. Oh, Euroyan, hey, welcome. Thanks so much for coming by the stream. Hope you're doing well. We're playing Rune Factory 5, which just came out today. Studio Palmo is not only a purveyor of fine furniture and first-class cookware, but also your go-to destination when you want to expand any shop in Rigbarth. Hold on, does that mean we can go around remodeling other buildings on a whim, without even asking people for their permission? Oh, look at those tears. No, my dear Kiro, we're not talking about a remodel done on a mere whim. We're talking about art! Somehow, I don't think people are gonna buy that explanation. As the architect who built most of Rigbarth's beautiful buildings, I don't think adding a tiny addition here or there would cause any problems at all. In fact, I go so far as to say that an unexpected renovation will leave the occupant jumping for joy. Oh my gosh. There's flashbacks to Animal Crossing. Like the very first Animal Crossing, I had Bill, the duck, in my town, and I hated him because he always did everything opposite of what I wanted. I remember I spent time like saving up money and waiting for Tom Nook to sell like blue paint so I could paint my roof blue. So I painted my roof blue. And then literally the next day I'm walking around town and I see Bill and I go up to him and I talk to him and Bill's like, "Hey Kiro, guess what? I painted your roof brown. I thought I could use a new makeover." And I'm just like, "Bill, I literally just renovated that. I waited so long for Tom Nook to sell blue paint and you painted my roof brown." Stupid Bill. I have actually a lot of stories about things Bill did to me. Maybe we'll save those for another time. I sure hope you're right about that. When someone's abode undergoes a major transformation, so does their heart. Expanding an establishment will bring nothing but positive changes to Rigbarth, Kiro, I guarantee it. If ever you have a request that needs fulfilling, we here at Studio Palmo will make your dreams come true. Come on. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, at least Tom Nook has the decency to talk to the villager if you want to move their house around and renovate it. Anyways, I'm not sure how I feel about this game yet, because I'm literally still in the tutorial. Like, I haven't done anything yet. I'm 2 hours in this game, and they're still teaching me things. I haven't really gotten to the fun part yet. I want to get to the part where I can, like, fight some things. And I'm still kind of waiting for that to happen, so... I guess I don't have an opinion of it just yet. Okay, if I go out of town, I'm afraid I'm gonna just die because I have no HP. Oh, they're just gonna let me go out here? What's over here? Could be bad. Ah, there's enemies. There's a woolly. So are there no, like, dungeons in this game? Is it just open, like, open dungeons? The old Rune Factories had, like, actual dungeons. Like, there were no monsters unless you went into the dungeons. Yeah, it's kind of a slow tutorial. All I've done is walk around town. I've said hi to everyone. They introduced me to some of the shops and stuff. That's kind of it. Oh, hi, Kiro. Hi, Hina. It's good to see you again. Yeah, do you feel better now? Nothing hurts? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. Oh, phew, I'm so glad. Okay, well, what is there to do? Okay, who's... Okay, there... See who's anywhere. All their portraits have such silly looking eyes. Look at Lucy there. She looks so like... Actually, look at Priscilla here. Her eyes are so... They look kind of... Do you know what they look like? They look like Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games, where you hover over the character on the overworld and there's like a mini version of their portrait, and they change their face into like... Because it's pixel graphics, into like the simplest of smiley faces. That's what they look like. Vacant house. Well, these are all vacant houses. Okay, that... Ooh, ruins. There's nothing down there. Professor, renamer. Who have I not talked to today? I don't care about Heinz. Oh, Cecil changed locations. Oh no. Martin changed locations. Let's go to the inn. Maybe I should take a bath. Actually, you know what? Oh, my RP's back. I should go chop some wood. And then I'll go take a bath. I don't remember. I don't think your RP replenished over time in the previous games, did it? It was like once it was gone for the day, it was gone. Don't mind me, I'm just an axe murderer. Wandering around. Hiya! These stumps have so much wood in them. Nice. How do I mine for ore though? Yes. Okay, maybe I'll check the blacksmith. Maybe he'll give me like a hammer or something. Look at them working so hard. Oh, you're a Kiro, was it? I imagine having amnesia ain't the most pleasant experience, but don't let that get you down. Your memories will come back someday. Speaking of which, Rune Factory 1 left on a cliffhanger, and then Rune Factory Frontier, which is a direct sequel to it, kinda picks up like as if nothing happened and never answers any of the questions from the end of Rune Factory 1. I still think about that sometimes. In the meantime, come see me if you need help. Don't try to do everything yourself, we're here for you. I remember that, Derek, thanks.
Do you have a moment?
I like how when you chat with people, they have this like conversation starter. Like Cecil talked about lending me a book. Martin tells me he has like an idea. Yet you don't actually get to follow up with it. Can I buy a hammer from you? I would like a hammer. Spear, claymore, sword. Okay, fine.
Thanks.
I want metal. Oh no, there's a tab. Okay. I want metal so I can forge fists. Cheap bracelet, charm, armor, shirt. Here, I got my armor from the smithy. It's called a shirt. Farm tools, okay. What? The hammer's so expensive. How much money do I have? 173.
Take your time.
Magnifying glass. Check soil quality. Clippers. Oh, for woolly fur.
Take your time.
Well, these are expensive. I don't have this. Okay. You guys aren't gonna give me like a free hammer on the house or something? Oh, my RP's back already. Get chopping. Ugh. 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 Look at this engaging gameplay.
Nice.
I'm so glad I can just auto pick that stuff up.
Yes! Nice, nice, nice.
Wait, is this a hammer? Can I just pick up this hammer and use it? It's right here. Wait, what kind of weird handle is this hammer? It's so short and pointy on the end. It's like a mallet for whacking moles or something. Look, there's a sickle there. Like, a pitchfork. Why can't I just use these? They're free. Come on. Free. Fine. Look at all these nameless NPCs. It's so funny to get skill up for walking. Where am I going? Oh yeah, the inn. I remember in past Rune Factory and Harvest Moon games, I would always try to talk to everyone every single day to up their friendship, but I don't know if I want to do that in this one. Yeah, someone leaves tools in their backyard. Me, it's free real estate. Technically, it's my backyard, so technically, they left it for me, surely. Yo, Kiro, what brings you here? I'm always happy to see you. Murakumo, could you explain to me how exactly the inn... What is this inn you speak of? What does one do at an inn? That'll be easy. The best thing about our inn is the baths. We get our water straight from the source, which means we got all natural hot spring baths here. Taking a quick dip won't just restore your RP, it'll also instantly wipe out any fatigue. Okay, that's the weird thing too. Why is hot springs on the second floor? Wouldn't it make more sense for the hot springs to be on the first floor and the rooms to be on the second floor? Wow, that's wonderful. We even throw medicinal herbs into some of them to make medicinal baths. They got all sorts of beneficial effects, so make sure you have one sometime. Let's see, what else? I know. Here's the little freebie. Your first 5 baths are on the house. Hey, but I already have this badge that gives me infinite free baths as long as I don't rank up too high, so this isn't really a deal. Yeah, we love drippy ceilings, yeah. Wait, really? Are you sure? If I say it's fine, it's fine. Think of it as my way of thanking you for saving Hina. In fact, I wish I could do even more for you. Well, thank you. I look forward to seeing you at the Blue Moon a lot in the future. Well, sure, let's have a bath. So, wait, are the regular baths free and the medicinal ones cost? Is that what he gave me? Or are all the baths just free? Well, new rangers get to use their baths for free, so have yourself a good soak.
Yes!
Wow, I'm all healed. Thanks for your patronage. Come back soon. Yeah, I used my hot spring skills. Maybe I can go fight some monsters now. Now I actually have HP. Wait, the monsters were this way. Let's go fight something. I can't get around these bushes. Yeah, why are the hot springs on the second floor? That doesn't make any sense. It just seems like a hazard waiting to happen. Let's go fight something. So the way Rune Factory works in most games is that these portals will infinitely spawn monsters. So if you want them to stop spawning, you have to destroy the portal. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Why is it so laggy? Ah. Oh my god, I'm juggling his dead body. I'm so sorry. Okay, I've ascended his soul. Is this really... Is this really a dungeon? Oh my god. Whoa. Is there no dungeon in this game? It's just a giant field? What is with games and like trying to make everything open world nowadays? What happened to just a good old-fashioned dungeon? Yeah, the ceilings are drippy, then both floors will have baths. Very smart. Oh, I was gonna try to slash this open.
Nice.
Wait, why did opening up the chest use up my RP? They're so cute, I feel bad. least at the beginning you level up a lot, which replenishes your HP. Guess I'll just go down this path.
Nice.
Oh, hey, you guys are different. Ah. That level up sound effect is the same as it was in the first Rune Factory game. That's kind of nostalgic for me. Just pick up all this stuff. Yeah, why do early game monsters always have to be cute? This is a dead end. There's something there. Maybe there are dungeons. I don't even know if I should be doing this right now. I just wanted to fight something. It's been so long since I fought something in this game. I'm just out for blood. A huge tree fell over and blocked the road. Did some kind of big monster knock it down? I'm pretty sure someone said there are boss fights in this game, though. I still remember the dungeons from Rune Factory 1 and Frontier, because those were the ones I played the most. I still remember like how most of the battle or the dungeon music sounded like and what some of the bosses were. They were actually kind of cool. I like the giant, there was like a giant, in Rune Factory Frontier, there was like a giant slime. In the center of the slime was like a core that you had to attack, and the core was like a giant smiley face ball. It was actually really cute, I liked it. It's 4 p.m. Uh-oh, it's 3 chickens, I don't know if I should... There's no gate. Are these actually enemies, or are they... Hello? Legend of Zelda taught me I should not just go around fighting chickens for no reason. That's a bad idea. You find all sorts of mushrooms out in the wild. Some taste absolutely delicious, but others are poisonous, so eat them with care. Well, thanks, I guess. Yeah, I guess these chickens aren't antagonistic. They're big chickens, too. Oh my gosh. Where am I going? Maybe I should explore... Actually, no, that's... I feel like I should systematically explore this place. Or what if there's more requests on the request board? Oh, Moo-Moos! Hi! Are you antagonistic? Or Buffamoos, that's what they're called. Okay, no, you're cute. Some of the, I remember because in Rune Factory, some of the monsters you can raise, like the woolies, you can raise them and you can shear them for wool. You can raise the Buffamoos and get milk from them. Okay, you guys are cute and you're nice. Hi. Don't get too close to me, I have a sword. So, like, if you equip the pet glove and you, like, pet them in the middle of battle, then you can make them, like, happy and then they'll join you. Okay. Do I even get anything from fighting these bees? Probably not. Just run past them. They're too slow. Well, that's a big bug. Oh my god, they're shooting their stingers at me. Whoa, is this a dungeon? What's this? Time-worn caverns. I am off the map now. Oh, there's fish. I don't have a fishing rod. Whoa, there's a bunch of enemies spawned all of a sudden. Wait, are those the fish that they're showing on my map? What's over there? Why does my map show a bunch of enemies? Oh, they're on the other side of the water. Okay.
Yes!
Yeah, skill up for walking. I'm so good at walking. Do I even have a goal out here? I feel like the game's probably going to give me a tutorial on venturing out here, and I'm actually out here prematurely, and they're going to make me come back here and do this anyways. Oh, what are you? Are you antagonistic? I bet you're antagonistic. Oh, you are antagonistic. You are antagonistic. I'm doing 0 damage to this thing. It must be too high for me. I should not be here. I should not be here. I should not be here. Oh my gosh, I should not be here. It's okay, I played Pokemon Legends Arceus. I know what it feels like to wander around in high territory. I'm all good. The key to Rune Factory as well is that in the dungeons, you're supposed to actually plant... Oh my god, look! Frogs! Oh, they're so cute! I want one! Oh my god, ah! They got a little blush. They look like Pokemon. Ow! Oh my god, I thought you one-shot me or something. I didn't know how much HP I had. Look at it! Look at it! Oh my god, you guys have so much HP. I should get out of here. I should get out of here. Ah! You're shooting lily pads at me. Okay, I ventured too far. Pokemon Arceus was such an interesting romp into fear. Oh, that's too many enemies. I should not go there. It's a good thing that Wooly didn't one-shot me, though. That would have been so angry. I feel like I shouldn't be here. Really pink frogs, too. That's so cute. Oh, look at there's more of them. Oh, look, he's taking a bath in the river. Okay, there's like a set of ruins over here. I wanna explore the ruins. Oh, there's so many enemies on my map. Can I go in these ruins? Oh, hi. Ah! What are you? Oh, you're weird. They're like bird plants. Oh, these portals are yellow over there. That must be bad. Yeah, I feel like I should go home. That's enough excitement for one day. At least I don't have to spend my energy to teleport. I remember in the other games you had to like get a warp, which brought you back to your house, and then you had to teleport, which costed you like magic points to use or stamina. Obviously, you'll also need a place to store materials, so I shall bestow upon thee a lumber and stone box. Oh, I should have done this earlier. Thank you. You can use this to store both lumber and material stone. Once it's full, pay a visit to Studio Palmo. Quite the sales pitch. Oh my god, there are more tasks. I should have been doing this the whole time. I hear you started doing farm work. That's no walk in the park. You sure you know what you're doing? I'm a bit worried about you, so I hope you don't mind if I give you a little test. Here's a turnip. See if you can ship it properly. Who do you think I am? All you need to do is stick that turnip in your shipping bin. Easy, right? Yeah, I can stick things in boxes, Lucy. Thank you. Wow. Why is my HP going down? Okay, that's it? I thought you want... Okay, fine. That was the end of that quest, I guess. Where do I put this? Here? I can't line it up properly, it's not straight. Oh my gosh. Fine, I'll just leave it here. Can I store all my wood here? Oh my god, I had 51 lumber. Is that not enough? How do I get stone? How do I get a hammer? Someone give me a free hammer. Okay, I guess I'm done all the quests for the day. Oh, no one's out and about. Where is... Actually, where is, what's his name? Julian. I haven't had a proper conversation with Julian. Well, I should talk to the bakers, too. Oh, everyone's at the baths. Well, I want in on this. Is it bath time for everyone? I want a bath. I'm all dirty from getting beaten up.
Yo!
You're still kicking this late at night? I got a welcome guest at night too, you know? I'm kicking 24/7. I like to take a bath.
Yes!
Is everyone else in the bath? Oh. Martin does not look happy. Thanks for your patronage. Come back soon.
Yo!
Oh, it's Fuka. Hey, Fuka.
Hello?
Ah, hello, Kiro. What is it? Yeah, for that sparkly.
Hey, quit treating me like a kid.
For sparkly rain. Oh, there's
Time
Julian.
to tackle another
Wait, no.
day.
Come back here. I need to talk to Julian. Oh, no, come back here. I'm done talking to you, Fuka. Oh, hey, it's you. Hi there, I'm Kiro. I just joined Xseed. Oh, so that's what the purple marker is on their head. It means I haven't talked to them today yet. Your name's Julian, right? It's nice to meet you. Easy, I'll just corner everyone in the baths every night, and then I can talk to everyone at once. Easy. While they're bathing. Yeah, same here. Alright, listen up, Kiro. I'm not gonna let you one-up me forever. Wait, what? I'm gonna work super hard and get way stronger than you. Then I'll be the one rescuing Hina. Just you watch. Oh, that's what this is about. Ah, sure. I guess this means he sees me as his rival. Good evening. Are you still working, Kiro? It's gotta be way past your bedtime. I'm really good at giving tours of Rigbarth. Would you like one? No, I don't want a tour. How do I just say no to no tours at all? What if I do We'll take turns giving each other tours. Oh. Wait, I can say I love you to her too, but I don't think she's a bachelorette. It's so weird. Just go around saying I love you to everyone, right off the bat. Oh hey. At least he yells at me if I wander around by myself at night. Something happened, Julian? You seem pretty down. Mom really chewed me out. Wait, where did he get changed? He just stood here and then probably did the Animal Crossing thing where they like spin around and their clothes change. Let's go talk to everyone while we're fully clothed in the bath.
Risen, and I feel her pull.
Oh, okay. Martin said you're like a half-breed. What are you half of? You're not a wolf or anything, right? Hey, tell me something. Why do you always have so much energy? I already told you this. I have lots of stuff I really want to do. I'm determined to get it done. Really? I don't get that. Well, different strokes for different folks. How about you, Martin? If you stay up too late, you'll regret it tomorrow.
Do you have a moment?
It's so weird that they have all these like conversation starters that don't go anywhere. Evening. Spring nights are so pleasant and mild. I can already tell I'm going to sleep well tonight. The detective novel I'm reading is something... Oh, see, he tells me that, but I don't have the option to actually borrow his book. Okay. Right, I can't talk to any of the girls when they're in here because I can't go into the girls' bath. Okay, well, there's nothing else to do around here. Let's go talk to the bakers. Maybe they will call it a night. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh my god, why is this so laggy every time I enter and exit? Blah blah blah. Hey, this is not where I wanted to go. Here. I really need to get a hammer though. How do I get a free hammer? Hello dear, how nice it is to see you again. Randolph and I would love to have another chat with you, so don't be a stranger. You're always welcome at our little bakery. Thanks, I'll definitely take you up on your offer. But not right now.
Hello there.
Oh, hello Randolph. Why hello there, it's good to see you. Do come visit me and Yuki again sometime soon. We'll always be happy to hear about your day. That's what I came here to do, Randolph, but it looks like you're not in the mood for talking. Who am I missing? I can talk to the doctor today. Oh, I guess I could talk to Heinz. Why is it so laggy? Should be in here. I already talked to... What's her name? How do you say it?
Boy,
Isha?
am I tired.
Elsha. I already talked to you today, right? Yeah, today was the day that we met you. So you can eat food here. I certainly hope so. Though we don't do takeout. What? Come on, pandemic time, man. Just let me know when you're hungry, okay? Got it. Oh yeah, one more thing. Yes, we also sell recipe bread. You can order that for takeout. I want recipe bread. Oh no, first I need a crafting license. A cooking license. Are you going to bed? Take care, Yule. Good night. Thanks so much for stopping by the stream. Sleep well. Your sales pitch could use some work. Don't forget to eat a good meal once a day. Just eating something will make you stronger. Oh, I should do that then. If you have a meal, you might as well have it here.
I think it's probably time you went home.
Well, are you gonna serve me a meal? Wait, recipe bread. One left, cooking bread. How much is it? 400G! How am I supposed to make money? I guess I just have to throw things in my shipping container, right?
Welcome.
Oh, okay, so these recipes increase my stats temporarily. Or is it permanent?
Something wrong?
Must be temporary, right?
Thanks. Come again.
Well, I don't have any money. Well, wow, we meet again, Kiro. Does my face ring a bell? Yeah, I want to punch it. You're Heinz. Correct, I'm delighted you remembered me, my friend. Here's to the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. No, no thanks, Heinz. Don't want it. Okay, now have I talked to everyone for today? Oh no, Doctor, where'd she go? Wait, she's not in the clinic. Where's Doctor? Oh, here she is. Doctor, come back. Doctor. Doctor. Mayor Doctor Lady Pirate.
Feeling well?
Hello, Kiro. Simone, I see you aren't coughing anymore. I'm not. I just finished making a new medicine. Took care of... Achoo! Oh, well, I hope you feel better soon. That was a fruitful conversation. Maybe I should just go to bed for tonight. There's nothing to do. It seems like RP doesn't seem to be an issue in this game. At least. So that's good, I think. Oh my gosh. Lork Demper in the chat says, Monkey's Paw game. Same-sex marriage is in the game, but Heinz is the only eligible bachelor. Yeah, no, I will not. I will not partake of Heinz. Do not like him. Bad first impression. He's like the melee of this game. Are my turnips ready? Nope. Maybe I should till my field. I mean, I might as well, right? I mean, I guess I should. I have more turnips. I could plant them. I might as well use up all my RP before I go to bed, right? Kinda tedious though. Oh. It won't even let me do it on that space, so it just kind of lunged me somewhere else. No, I don't want infinite Heinz mode. Please, no. No infinite Heinz. Oh yeah, so I was saying earlier, I lost track. In the previous Rune Factories, I don't know if it changed, but... So because stamina was limited, what you needed to do was in the dungeons, there would be patches of farmland. And you actually had to plant crops in the dungeons. And the advantage of that is that if you had a full, like, square of crops in the dungeon, every day they would produce one, like, energy orb you could use to replenish your stamina. So then you actually had to, like, when you're going around the dungeon, you could use your crops to replenish your stamina as you go through it. But that doesn't seem to be an issue in this game, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a mechanic. Remember, I didn't realize that for the longest time. I was like, how am I supposed to get through this dungeon? Because I was trying to save on money, so I didn't plant anything in the dungeons. Because I was like, well, if I plant it, I'm gonna have to come back for it and harvest it. So I didn't plant anything, and then I didn't realize until later in the game, it's like, oh, you're actually supposed to be planting things in the dungeons because it gives you stamina. Well, my field is tilled. Have turnips. Might as well plant them. Oh my god. It looks like I'm playing a Mario Party game. Wait. Oh, there you go. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Oh, equip. It's so weird that the turnips take up, like, your inventory slot for held items.
There we go. Easy does it.
Does this take up stamina? I don't think so.
Easy does it.
My RP's not going down.
There we go. There you go. There you go.
Oh, but the watering can will.
There we go. There you go.
See, I wish I could just... You can't... I wish it was like Animal Crossing, where you could just have like a gear wheel. You can't even press like the buttons to cycle through. Like if your spot is blank in the bottom left corner, I wish you could just press the game or press the button and just cycle through your tools. It doesn't let you do that. Okay, that took up a tiny bit of stamina.
Watering time.
I'm out of RP. Hey, welcome back, Brett. Hope your raids went well. There we go, we're all watered now. Wait, what if I press... What's this button? Oh, that's the calendar, okay. I think I've done everything for today, there's nothing else to do. I guess it's bedtime. Look at me going to sleep at like 10:30 p.m. So early. I should save too. Oh, thanks so much for following, Brett. Welcome, thank you, I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's been following me over the last couple weeks. Ever since I posted my new model reveal, I've gotten a few people's attention, which is kind of nice. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. Ah, yes, going to sleep without tucking myself into the covers. Well, that was fast. I'm already awake. I leveled up my sleeping skill. Wait, I should have talked to... Oh, whatever. Go back in. Wait, do I have more points? Can I buy something? Nope. Aw, thanks, Brett. Really appreciate it. How's the field work going? Well, I guess. Glad to hear it. By the way, do you know anything about harvest reports? Can't say I do. Ah, let me fill you in. Weather and other conditions will determine whether your harvest is bountiful or poor. We can predict local conditions up to a week at a time, so you should pay attention to when you're about to harvest something. I can give you an even more detailed explanation. You know what? No, I don't really care. Yeah, I'm glad you pick these things up so quickly. It makes my job much easier. If you ever want to check the harvest report, just ask me about it. Okay. Thanks, Olivia. Who's got requests for me today? What? No requests? What am I supposed to do with my time? I guess I'll start my day off by watering my turnips. Ah, I did not mean to... I harvested my turnip. I mean, I guess that means it was ready then, right? There was no need to water it. Wait, why did it untill my soil?
Hope it comes out okay.
Is there any point to watering them now?
Yes!
Oh, I'm out of water. Well, I guess I have a turnip now. Maybe I should sell them. I should make some money off of it. I need money. Is there really no better way to make money in this game? No, I don't want to water that twice.
Watering time.
Watering time. Okay, I gotta be careful. I don't want to eat them by accident. Why is it untilling my land as I do this, though? What a pain. Wait, what? Oh, it gave me more seeds. Put this away. The inventory management in this game is so annoying. Oh wait, it literally gave me 1.
There you go.
See, now I can't re-equip my watering can. I have to do it this way. It's so annoying. Oh, see, this is the thing. This is the thing that gives you back your RP. So if you plant a lot of things in dungeons, it gives you those things. But I don't need RP. I'll take it, though. I have to re-till this land. See? Oh, this is so annoying. Ah, what? I want to equip that. Equip. There we go.
Yes!
It was engaging gameplay. You know, I don't want to till that. There we go. Can I sell? Should I sell my turnips? Sell my turnips? Wait, I put a turnip in yesterday. How come it's not sold yet? I thought it gets... Oh, it gets picked up at 8 AM. It's not 8 yet. There's no mailman character in this game. In the past games, sometimes there'd be a mailman character and you could, like... Wait, how do I pick up all of these at once? Can I not pick up... How do I pick up all these at once? Well, there we go, I think. I guess I'll keep this stuff, it might be useful. In half an hour, I'll be rich. You know what? I'm not hankering for space, so I can carry this stuff around. There's Elsia. I should talk to her. Morning. Nice day today, huh? I'd love it if the evenings were twice as long, and the mornings and the afternoons too, I guess. Well, twice as long. What would you do with all that extra time? Absolutely nothing. Very insightful. Who should I visit first? Visit Martin and Cecil. I like how everyone has their doors open so early in the morning, so I can invade the privacy of their homes. Morning. Such brisk weather really invigorates the mind, doesn't it?
Guess what?
Kiro, do you know anything about Eastern history? No, can't say I do. Well, I ask because I was reading about the lands of the East. My books say they trained soldiers specializing in stealth and espionage a long time ago. You want to be a ninja? I thought learning more about these sneaky spies would help me carry out secret investigations more effectively. Oh well. You should go ask Riker, he knows how to Naruto run. So now you got me curious. If I learn anything else about them, you'll be the first to know.
Thanks.
Really? Thanks so much. Yeah, I guess Martin's not here, he must have gone to work. Oh, blacksmith's not open yet. I don't... Oh yes, shipping! How do I get my money? Wait, did I just... Oh, I just got my money. I only have 743? Got weeds. I didn't make very much money at all. I want to buy a hammer so I could break these rocks. A hammer costs so much money though. I am kind of lost on what to do. The game's just kind of giving me free reign, but... Boy, Fuka, you're such a hard worker. I always see you chugging away at something. Yep, I don't take breaks. Working is just too much fun. Talk to everyone that's outside so I don't have to go inside their homes.
Time to tackle another day.
What great weather we're having. So how do I know you're gonna treat Priscilla right? Can I trust you with such an important task? Absolutely, I'll treat her like a princess, I guess. Really? That's a relief to hear. Yeah, what is open this early in the morning? There's nothing to do. Bakery's open. Clinic's open. It's funny when you get injured, you go to the hot spring and not the clinic. I think if you die, you wake up in the clinic. That's the only purpose. At least in the other games, I think. Nice weather today. May I spend the day organizing my patient records. Elsha is one talented cook. No one can deny that. If she put a modicum of effort in anything, she could easily make her restaurant world famous. It's definitely her own worst enemy. Yeah, Julian's this way. I like to spend sunny days playing outside. What are you up to, Julian?
Jeez.
Don't talk to me right now, I'm tracking you. Oh, they share a room, that's kind of cute. And then Lucy gets her own room. I thought they would, since we're at the beginning of the game, I thought they would immediately start giving me quests to unlock the dungeons. That's usually what they did in the past games, I remember. And then that's what you'd occupy your time with, you'd be like dungeon crawling. There's no dungeon yet. How do I get a dungeon? I just want to progress. I want to fight a boss.
Hard, I see.
Good morning. Aren't days like this lovely? Everyone's just talking about the weather. Nice weather makes me want to enjoy some fresh bread outside. Seems like I'm due for a picnic. I'm always fond of raisin bread, but it's so terribly difficult to make. Is the recipe tricky? No, it's not particularly complicated. I simply experienced some unique difficulties when baking it. Ho ho ho. You can't stop like snacking on it? Is that it? Good morning, dear. What a lovely morning it is. This weather makes me want to have a picnic, preferably with some of Randolph's bread. I wonder if Livia's eating properly. I always worry about her. I can assure you she's eating enough. That's good to hear. Perhaps I should bring her a freshly baked loaf or two. Aw, these two are so nice. They sell bread for a living, but they're like wanting to give it away to everyone. The door to their shop is just wide open, and no one's monitoring the front of the shop. So much trust. Yeah, about talk to all these people. Heinz is there. Murakumo's over there. Oh, the smithy's open now. Oh, the smithy's opens like literally right now. Oh, there's a quest marker on my screen. What is this? Oh, I want to talk to Heinz first, get it over with. I still don't know what he sells. Magic stuff? Oh, hello, little Kiro. Need something? Well, I was hoping you could tell me a bit about your business. I'd be happy to make my business your business. I'll give you the explanation of a lifetime. Please do. Here at the Crystallabra, we mainly deal in magic and rune abilities. Okay, so there's still magic in this game. Not crystals? I figured you'd say that. You'd think a crystal shop would actually sell crystals, right? I thought the same thing, but boy, was I wrong. Wait, it's your shop, what do you mean? Why, it's a wonder we can even call ourselves the Crystallabra in the first place. It's no wonder at all if you ask me, but how did you even find yourself in this situation? Well, I packed the shelves so full of spells and rune abilities that I sort of forgot to leave some room for the crystals. I could try reorganizing them, but that seems like a lot of work, so I think might as well, you know, keep it this way forever. Uh-huh. But don't you worry, I'll be selling crystals again in no time, I mean it. You didn't tell me about your business, though. Okay, so you sell spells. Let's go check out what this marker is at the inn. A quest for me, please? Unlock the dungeon for me, please?
Hina?
What's wrong?
Mommy?
She had a dream about her mom. Poor kid.
You have any idea where her mother could be?
Before you saved Tina, she and Misa got separated. We've seen neither hide nor hair of her since.
Oh, so she's literally just been missing a couple days. Okay, you didn't seem worried for the last couple days. Kinda like how Priscilla didn't seem worried about her sister at all.
Huh?
Oh no.
I know my sister. If she made it to civilization, she would have said word by now. She's probably still lost in the woods.
Oh, do I get to explore a dungeon looking for their mom?
Is that so?
I miss my mommy.
Don't cry, Hina. I'll look for your mother. I'll take Julian with me, since he wants to so badly.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So dry those tears, I'll be back soon.
Okay.
I have no idea where to start looking. Oh. There is a dungeon! I was there! Okay, now we know what to do. I didn't even say hi to Glasses dude yesterday. Okay, I want to drop by the smithy. Guess I'll say hi to... what's his name? I'd like to at least progress the plot a little bit today. I'll just do tutorial. Terry! Hi there, nice to see you, Kiro. Hi, Terry. What do you sell here, if you don't mind me asking? We're a general store, so I'd like to say we got a bit of everything, but to tell the truth, our selection is rather limited at the moment. We're mainly in the business of selling seeds, farming tools, and collectibles. We don't have much in stock right now, though. I see. You look like you have a lot in stock, you know. Oh, Randolph's here. I already talked to you. Oh, this river is so annoying. Wish I could just run through it. Hey! Oh, you guys are raiding. Hey, guys! Hey, Nix and friends, raiders. Thank you so much for coming by. Hi, Kanukis. Hi, Kit. Hi, Sadir. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for dropping by. We're playing Rune Factory 5. And I'm Kiro. And I like frogs. That's my introduction. I'm Kiro and I like frogs. And a little plug, I'm debuting next Wednesday with a new model. 8 PM PST. It'll be really exciting. I have new overlays and emotes and models and stuff to show off to you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for following, Kanukis. Really appreciate it. Did I miss anyone else's notification? No. Aw, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. Oh, thanks for redeeming Fun Frog Fact. It's been a while since I've done a Fun Frog Fact. Let me find you my Fun Frog Facts. Okay, so Fun Frog Fact of the day. The study of amphibians and reptiles is called herpetology, and those who study them are called herpetologists. So now you know, when people say, what's the name of the scientist that studies frogs? You can say, herpetologist. And actually, since last time I did a fun frog fact, it was during an unrecorded stream. It was during one of my Pokemon Arceus farming streams. So it's not recorded right now in the VOD, so I might as well give you another fun frog fact. Same one that I gave some people last time, but have it on record. So, did you know that many frogs can jump 20 times their own height? The South African sharp-nosed frog holds the world's record for the longest jump. And in fact, it jumped 44 times its body length. So this is a 3-inch frog leaped more than 130 inches. So to put that in perspective, if a 5-foot tall person had to jump that distance, they would have to jump 220 feet in one leap. So frogs are pretty cool. They can jump 20 times their own height or more. In this case, 44 times its height for South African sharp-nosed frog. There, 2 fun frog facts for the price of 1. Hope you guys learned something new about frogs. Let's talk to Martin. Nice days like this make it hard to stay cooped up in the smithy. That's all he has to say for today. Okay, let's go explore that dungeon. I want to at least explore the dungeon today. Take out my sword. Can I quick travel there? Nope. Okay, let's dungeon crawl for a little bit. I have no idea how hard this is gonna be. I really want a hammer so I can forge, or I can gather some steel and then forge some fist claws so I can punch things. That's what I really want. Okay, so last time we went this way, and the entrance of the dungeon is down here. Why is the town music still playing? Oh, there we go. Oh, I killed the enemies here, and they're still eliminated. How long does it take for them to respawn? I mean, that's good. I cleared a path. This game is so different than what I'm used to for... Oh. Tutorial, dash attacks. Your short sword level is increased. You can now perform dash attacks. Press R to dash, press B to launch into a dash attack. If you dodge an enemy's attack by pressing R right before it hits you, you'll perform a perfect dash, which will cause everything to slow down. Press the B button during a perfect dash to launch a powerful perfect dash attack. Oh. Wait. The dash is so short, though. So I can't... Wait, that's not a dash attack. Wait, this is a slash. This is not a dash attack. Is that a dash attack? Does it not have a special animation? Or do I need to have an enemy around to do it? Let's just pick up some weed. I like collecting weeds. How do I dash attack? Wow, this dash is so short. That can't be a dash attack. I'm mashing it. Okay, I guess that's a dash attack.
Nice.
Whoa, what are you doing here, dude? We've cleared the fallen tree off the road, sir. We took all the lumber to Studio Palmo. We're sure he'll put it to good use. Oh, okay, so this is where it was blocked off before. Let's save so I don't die a horrible death. Okay, this is my first dungeon, I think. I wonder how bad it will be. Here we go, guys. Brave Fox's long stop. Whispering Woods. Ooh, this music's nice. Oh, cutscene. This is where I blacked out. After I collapsed, Hina's cry woke me up. The voice, it came from up ahead. Do I get to meet Reinhardt, maybe?
Yes!
Flower Rune, what's this? Oh, maybe I should have saved that. But don't give me a tutorial. When traveling through dungeons, you'll come across areas that trap you once you enter them. You must destroy every gate or defeat every monster to proceed. Oh, wait, you did... That's no fair. I was in the middle of talking to the tutorial, then you attacked me? Seriously, this is... How do I do a dash attack? I don't think dash attack has a special animation.
Alright!
Pick up some rocks, I guess. Get a mini-map? I do. Oh, is there a chest here?
Nice!
There's a key in Brave Flocks. I don't think chucking rocks at things... I mean, traditionally it doesn't do much damage in... I don't think it does any damage, actually, in Rune Factory games. It's also kind of annoying to carry things, because you... idiots! Can't even see me destroying your gate. Huh, chumps. I think at the beginning of the game it's really easy to dungeon crawl too, because every time you level up you replenish your stamina, which is really useful. I guess I'll keep the big map open.
Yes!
Ooh, a rod. I want to be a mage, I guess. That'd be cool. Where's my fists at? I want fists. I want... Did it map the whole thing for me? No, it didn't. Okay. Go this way. There's a lot of enemies up ahead.
Take that!
Easy. I'm so good at this game. The froggies! Oh my gosh. No, that's so sad. You throw your lily pad at me. Rude. Did anyone teach you at frog school? Ooh, I got armor. Can I equip it? Did I equip it? How do I equip the armor? Wait, where's the armor I just got? I didn't throw it away, did I? Where's my armor at? Is it on a different tab? How do I click the category button? You know what, I'll figure it out later. Maybe I don't get my items until I leave? I don't know what I just got. I'm sending them back to their world. I'm not killing them. I am simply sending the monsters back. The kid-friendly game. You guys don't even notice that I'm here. Ah. Ooh, that was like a crit. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna juggle you forever. Yeah. It's nice that they stagger too. It'd suck if they continued attacking. I mean, despite the fact that the whole point of Rune Factory is to have Harvest Moon but with fighting, fighting is not actually like the strong point of these games in terms of like game system.
Yes!
Oh, rune abilities and magic. Using rune abilities or magic will drain your RP, but they allow you to unleash powerful attacks or cause various effects. Set them to the X button or Y button to use them. To do this, open your bag and go to Rune Abilities. Scroll through the rune column, press the A button to select the rune ability or magic spell you want to use. Then move it over to the X button or the Y button. Reduce the amount of RP you spend by equipping a staff. Do I even have any? Where's my rune magic? Oh, I have one of them. Short sword. Close the gap between enemies in an instant. Oh, so these aren't just spells, they're like skills. Short sword. Follow up with... okay. So this is actually a skill. I don't want to waste it, but... see, that looks like a dash attack. Oh, there's a... oh, this looks like a boss arena. This is definitely a boss arena. Wait, there was another branching path. I wanna get all the chests first. Oh, the enemies respawn? What the heck? I'm just gonna run past them. They all respawn, that's not fair. If that really is the boss room though, this dungeon is a lot shorter and more forgiving than other Rune Factory games. Even the tutorial dungeons in those ones were lengthy.
Yes!
Gimme.
All right.
Give me these shrooms. So much stuff to harvest.
All right.
I'll just pick up everything I can. Hey, welcome, Pupu Lachan. Thank you so much for dropping by. A huge fallen tree is blocking the road. I wonder what lies beyond it. Okay, I guess I came here for nothing. Thanks so much for coming by the stream. I really appreciate it. We are playing Rune Factory 5, which just came out today. And I'm exploring the first dungeon. I'm pretty sure there's a boss fight in that room. Okay, this is the wrong way. There we go, this way. The game's, I would say it's slow-paced. I'm like 3.5 hours in, and I feel like I've just reached the first dungeon, and everything else was tutorial. So it's kind of hard for me to judge it right now. I'd say at the very least I can say the beginning is slow, but I'm not enjoying it. Yeah, same. I played Rune Factory 1, and Rune Factory Frontier, and Rune Factory Tides of Destiny, and I didn't actually play 2, 3, or 4. Okay, this must be boss fight. Wonder how hard it's gonna be. What am I fighting? Oh. Wait, are you... Are you the mother? Nine-tailed fox. Wait, why'd the music just suddenly cut out? Oh, it was a cutscene. A monster. Because usually in Rune Factory games you can also go back and refight the bosses again, so if this is the mother, it wouldn't make sense to fight her again. It's huge, that thing's a danger to anyone who wanders into the forest. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Okay, your health bar's not that big. Oh, this... What are you doing? Okay. Feels like I'm fighting one of those Pokemon Arceus fights, to be honest. Oh, my dash is so short range. Let me get in. Oh. The dash is also not very responsive, so I gotta plan ahead. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh. Take this, and this, and this, and that. Oh, come on, get back here. Why is she screeching like a monkey? Oh, she's in, like, phase 2 now. Whoa, what'd I do? Oh. I did a cool flip. Why do you sound like a monkey? Transformed into a human.
Give her back.
Huh?
My precious Hina.
Not just any human, she's a were animal. Wait, why did it progress? I had to bring her back to town. Why'd the speech bubble progress so quickly? I didn't click. Okay, I didn't expect to clear the first dungeon today, but that's what we did.
Huh?
Dragon? Well, that is a big boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, it looks kind of cartoony. It's like a giant baby dragon. Another monster, just my luck. Damn, no choice but to fight. Wait, really? Huh?
You'll give me a lift?
You'll give me a lift? Wait, who's saying that? The dragon speaking to me? I can understand what it's saying. Just like with Fuka. It's kind of cute. Can you take us to Rigbarth? Oh my god, it's so loud though. It like roars and like knocks you over. Oh my gosh, it's got an island on its back. What the heck? Its back is a battle arena. Am I gonna have to fight something on its back at one point? That has to be a thing, right?
Hey,
Simone, is Misa gonna make it?
Yes.
You needn't worry.
Mm-hmm.
She's malnourished and in shock. But she doesn't have any serious injuries. Yeah, even though I sliced her up with my sword. Right. How do I... I have no idea how to... delete bot messages from OBS. Oh well. I just click on the name and then... Yeah, whatever. Guess those messages will be stuck in the chat. I see, thank the gods.
Mommy?
Oh, thanks for doing that, mods. I really appreciate it. I know how you do it from the Twitch chat stream, but I don't know. I thought you could just hover over a message on OBS and it would let you delete it. It's a mystery to me. Poor Hina.
I owe you another debt of gratitude. Thanks for getting her back to us.
It's so silly though. I should be able to just do it with a click on my end. I shouldn't have to need a mod to do that. I'm pro streamer, guys. I definitely know how to do all this stuff.
Take this.
This is from Hina and me. It's the least we can do.
All right.
Weapon bread. Should I eat it now? Let's put it away. Wait. That's the end of the cutscene? That's it? That's it? Do you have a chemistry license, Kiro? If you earn one, you could buy a chemistry set at Studio Palma. Knowing how to make medicine will make your life and your battles a lot easier. I need so much money in this game to buy all this stuff. But enough about that. What brought you here? Well, that's kind of why I came. I haven't seen Priscilla yet today, actually. Yeah, you swallow the weapon bread and it's like, surprise, there was a sword in there. Free weapon inside every loaf. So the weapon bread doesn't actually tell you what you learn. It's like random, but according to your level. Should I eat it? Let's eat the weapon bread. I learned how to make cutlass. I'll need a forge for the short sword recipe. Okay. Nom 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 nom. Knowledge. I learned how to make broadsword. Cool. Did I get any armor? I thought I got some armor. Maybe it was just a chunk of metal that... Oh, I have the shield. I gotta equip a shield. Can I equip the ring? Yes. I guess I don't have any armor. I don't have hats. I don't have shoes. That's fine. Oh, look, I carry my... Hey, that's kind of annoying. I don't want to carry the shield around me all the time. I only want it to be out when I unsheath my sword. Oh well. Do I have another objective? Maybe I just have to like go to sleep and then Misa will wake up. What about my bean toss festival that I scheduled? Oh, there's Priscilla. Oh, there's a quest back at the silo.
Oh, off to work? Have fun,
See, it's like, do you want to come for a walk? And then I say yes, and then nothing happens. Why is there a glowing thing at my house? Wait, there's glowing plants up here too. I should pick those up. Look at all these herbs. That was weed. What is this? Wait, why is there a... Why is there a string coming from the sky? Is that my dragon? Yeah, is no one gonna talk about how I rode a dragon back into town? Is no one gonna talk about that? Wait. What? Earth dragon? Wait, what? Is this how I get to other dungeons? Does he fly me there? What is going on? Wait. You have a field on your back. Wasn't there like, in Rune Factory Tides of Destiny, I think there was like a golem that you rode around and also had a field on his back? Look at all this stuff! I kind of want to go progress the plot, but I also want to pick up all this stuff. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Ooh, my special skill makes me do the flippy. Wait, where's my axe? This. Why is there a field on this thing's back?
Yes!
I mean, I'll take it, but what is the purpose of this? There's a shipping container here. Who is making deliveries to this thing's back?
Nice!
I also don't understand why I auto pick up things like the wood.
Nice!
But then when there's just items on the floor here, I have to manually pick it up. It's so annoying. Can't I just walk on top of everything and pick it up? Oh, it's almost bath time. Oh wait, how come I can't pick up this pine cone? Do I need a scythe to pick it up? Okay, what's this? This is like the same platform that's next to the request board. Yeah, I have so many questions, but I don't think they're going to be answered. And the game's going to be like, Kiro's asking too many questions. I just gotta pick up all this stuff because I don't want to come back. I guess I have a pet earth dragon now. That's neat. Wait, what is that a wash basin? Fodder bin.
Right.
Oh no! 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 I destroyed my water basin. How do I get it back? Do I have to craft another one? Oh, dang it. I went too ham. Okay, please do not destroy that storage container, Kiro. I beg of you.
Right. Nice.
I destroyed my watering container. That's gonna cost me money to replace. I shouldn't be able to destroy it with just a single swing. Like, the stumps take like 10 swings to destroy. How come the water basin that's made of like rocks goes down in one hit? Why can't I pick up this bamboo shoot? What are these two plots here for? Are these for storing my animals? Oh, I can talk to the Earth Dragon. Hey there. Wait, what? I can feed you crystals. Yeah, if I accidentally destroy my shipping containers, I won't be able to make any money, and then I'm gonna die. I destroyed my water basin, I can't believe this. If I go back, does it respawn? I don't think so. Oh, it respawned! Oh, I love you well. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Hey, camera, please. Okay, we're good. All's good in the neighborhood. I did not totally destroy my farmland. Oh, you're going to bed? Good night, Brett. Thanks so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Sleep well. Wait, where did this come from? Alright, you've got this down. I guess this means I don't have to worry about you after all. Here, have some more seeds to grow as a little... Oh, it's because the turnips got shipped. Spinach wilts pretty easily, so make sure you give it plenty of water. Please check the nearby chest for some spinach seeds and potato seeds. Oh. Oh, I should... Okay, it's so annoying when I equip seeds that I pick up. It automatically puts my other item into my hands. Let's plant some spinach.
There you go. There you go. Easy does it. There you go.
Let's go plant some potatoes, some taters. Where'd my potatoes go? Oh, here. Oh, I was scared for a second. Game, did you screw me over?
There we go. Easy does it. There we go. All right.
I gotta re-equip my watering can. This is annoying. There we go.
Go big and strong, okay?
Why is there one turnip that didn't sprout? Just one turnip. I did not plant that one an extra day later, did I? I don't think so. Wait, no, I did. She gave it to me later. Wait, where did the stump come from? Pretty sure I... Oops. Pretty sure I... chopped up all the stumps, didn't I? How did this come up overnight?
Alright.
Does the axe work on the metal? Nope. Where do I store it? Here. Okay, I'm gonna charge into this house wielding my axe like an axe murderer.
Yeah.
Hello, Kiro. I've already heard all about your exploits from Yuki's rumor mill. You've done quite the good deed.
I think we can stop calling you a trainee.
Huh?
I hereby recognize you as an official ranger.
No, but then that means I don't get free baths anymore. Or do I still get free baths?
Take this spell seal.
I don't know if this counts as being high level. A spell seal. Now pay attention. Press the ZL button and you're done. Easy, what? That's it? Was that not enough of an explanation? Sheesh, you already have an insatiable appetite for knowledge. Is that a bad thing? This tool lets you catch monsters. Ooh! Only Seed Rangers may use it. It also proves you belong to Seed. I can catch woolies! Can I catch frogs? Like I said, it's easy to use. Press the ZL to throw your spell seal at target and temporarily catch hold of them. Sounds like a pretty useful technique. You can't catch every monster on the first try though, some of the more violent ones could be a handful. It's like Pokemon! I'm playing Pokemon Arceus all over again. You have no choice but to throw your spell seal at them several times before it works. Once you've restrained your target, you might also end up snatching whatever special items they have on them. Just something to keep in mind. So I should throw my spell seal at monsters over and over again to collect items. Unfortunately, you can't throw it on willy-nilly. After you use your spell seal, you have to wait for its cooldown period to end before you can use it again. I get it. Last but not least, let me tell you how to charge up your spell seal for a power catch. Whoa. I thought that said the word success is hidden behind the word skill up. I thought it said, like, suck. Hold down the ZL button before throwing it. You can connect with your target. Monsters you forge a connection with will become temporary allies and even fight alongside you. Wow, really? Yeah, but they'll leave after a day, so don't forget it's only a temporary alliance. Okay, so throwing the thing out catches them, or binds them, seals them? Does it put them on my farm? But if I hold the button down, they join me as a companion. But I think I could probably get human companions too, because it gives me that option to ask people. You can also catch items by charging up your spell seal. If you ever spot an item that's just out of your reach, take aim with your spell seal and let it fly. Well, I think I covered everything. But I must say, you've managed to surprise even me. Rescuing a missing person is quite a feat, to say nothing of wrangling a farm dragon. Farm dragon? Is no one going to talk about the farm dragon? The monster that gave you a lift from the forest. Just as their name suggests, farm dragons have patches of farmland on their backs. Conveniently, it's all perfectly flat. And so that's what the name refers to. Wait, really? On their backs? Yep. In the old days, only people who managed to forge a bond with a farm dragon could visit those fields. Legends say that anything planted there will grow into the finest crops you've ever seen. Oh darn it, I should have planted my potatoes and my spinach on his back. You needed a very special kind of power to do that, and the dragon had to approve of you as well. So someone like you is just perfect. Why me of all people? Who knows, farm dragons are pretty mysterious creatures. Although we can make some educated guesses. Runes and dragons have been deeply intertwined since ancient times. I imagine that the farm dragons absorb runes born from the crops growing on their backs. And should any harm befall the land, they create runes from the air. Should any harm befall the land... Wait, you said farm dragons, right? So there's more than one. Oh yes, there's more than one out there. When someone with the power they seek appears, they make themselves known to them. So maybe you'll gain another farm dragon's favor in the future. Wow, I'm greedy. I'm like, there's more than one? One's not good enough, I need more. I wonder if that'll work out. In any case, I'll do what I can to live up to their expectations. Well, aren't you ever the optimist? Though that might not be a bad thing in the long run. By the way, this is just a rumor, but I heard that crystals are a farm dragon's favorite food. So if you want to get them on the good side, you probably want to collect a bunch of them.
Now then.
That settles it, I know what you are. You're an earthmate. That's the word they're looking for. I knew it was weird when Priscilla called me an earthmaid. I'm like, I don't think it's called an earthmaid. Yeah, earthmate, that's what they call the main characters in the Rune Factory games.
What is it?
What now? Earthmate. That's what we call gifted humans who can communicate with the creatures and spirits of nature. Earthmates are also known for having green thumbs. They can enrich the land through the simple act of farm work. If nothing else, it explains why you could ride a farm dragon. I'm an earthmate, a gifted human? I see it doesn't ring any bells. Well, given your memory loss, it is what it is. No need to think too hard about it.
However...
Just remember that you're special. And please keep this between us.
How come?
Can I ask why? And no one else will see that giant dragon floating over my farmland.
Yes.
You'll understand soon enough. Being special brings its own hardships. Hardships? Yes, trust me. Yeah, she's gonna be cryptic about it, of course. Okay, am I done my quests for today? Yeah, no more quest markers. Is it Betty buy time? Do I have any special points I can spend? Oh, I have 600. Ooh, I can get some crafting licenses. Okay, let's get a forging license.
Do my best.
Wait, a license exam? What do you need for smithing? Materials and RP. Where can you forge items? At a forge. In the baths. When you have a recipe for a weapon you already own, you need less RP to make it?
Alright!
Yay, I passed the test.
Skill up!
I got my forging license. Now I can buy a forge from Studio Palmo. Well, look at you. Now get out there and use those skills to make something great. Hey, Bev. Thanks so much for coming by. Welcome, welcome. Rune Factory 5, it's okay so far. I am almost 4 hours in, and I think I'm kind of past all the main tutorial stuff. The tutorial took forever to actually come to something interesting. And I cleared the first dungeon. So far it's going well. I'm kind of curious to see if it gets a little bit more interesting from here. It is pretty lax, but I guess it's supposed to be, because it's like, I mean, it's a farming game, right? So even though there's fighting in it, it is essentially like a Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons or Stardew Valley thing at its core, so it's not going to be super action-paced, but I like the action part. Although the battling isn't super intriguing yet. I've only learned one skill. You get your own crafting table. Buy one from Studio Palmo. When you use materials to upgrade armor, the materials give it additional effects. If you want crafting bread, Randolph, he's the baker. Yeah! Let's do this! I got my crafting license. Oh, have you found someone you like to craft accessories for? Nothing like making a matching set for you and yours, I say. Quiet, Eliza. Chemistry license?
I'll do my best.
What kinds of ingredients do you usually use to make medicine? Weeds. Swords, shields, whatever. Plants. Where can you buy medicine? The clinic.
Alright!
Wait, that's it?
Let's get to work.
I am a chemist. I hate medicine. It tastes so horribly bitter. If you're gonna make some, make sure it actually tastes good for once. Yeah, I hate how medicine as a kid tasted so horrible, especially that grape stuff. I mean, part of it, I think, is because if it tasted good, then kids would drink it when they're not sick, which would be bad for them. But do they have to make it taste bad? Couldn't they actually make it taste a little, or like even just make it tasteless? I mean, come on. Liza, what exactly are you? Well, that came out of nowhere. Why so curious? I can't help but feel curious. You're a box after all. I'm not a box. Uh-oh, now someone's sulking. I'll try asking again when things have calmed down. Okay, I can still get one more license. Cooking license.
I'll do my best.
Have I ever had Robitussin? Actually, I haven't. I've seen the commercials and stuff, and isn't Robitussin supposed to not taste as bad? I always had like the Tylenol and the Dimetap flavored medicines, and the grape ones were always really bad. I hated taking medicine when I was sick. And yeah, sometimes I would even like barf it back up when I was really little. Like I didn't really know what was happening. There was also cherry medicine that also tasted really bad. We had one orange one though that tasted pretty okay. It didn't taste good, but it was bearable. And as a kid when I was sick, the orange one I would be okay with. There was also one brand that had a sweet grape one, and it actually tasted really good. But then I think we bought it like once or twice, and then we never bought it again and we couldn't find it in the store anymore. What do you need to cook? A man's instinct. Cooking table. When a recipe's difficulty level exceeds your cooking skill level, do you need more RP or you just can't make it? I think you just can't make it. Oh.
I'll do my best.
Wait, do I get a... Did I lose the points? I don't think so, right? Cooking table. More RP. How do you raise your cooking? Make tons of different dishes. Force people to eat your cooking.
All right. Let's get to work.
Hope I didn't waste 100 points by failing that exam. I'd congratulate you, but honestly, I'd be shocked if you didn't pass something this easy. Oops. Now go cook up something for that special someone. After all, the fastest way to their heart is through their stomach. Oh, pro cooking license. Wait, what upgrades can I get? I mean, I'm out of points, but... Expand bag, expand storage, expand wardrobe. Wait, I can get more wardrobe things? I thought the only wardrobe things were the DLC. That's good to know. Okay. Time to go to bed. I'm so dutiful, I always go to bed at like 8 o'clock in this game, because I've run out of things to do. Okay, let's see if there's a cutscene in the morning. And then maybe we'll call it a day. I wish going to sleep was that easy. You just lay down in your bed, you immediately fall asleep, and then you open your eyes and you feel rested. The world doesn't work like that, Sonny. Oh, here's the cutscene.
Hina!
Oh, Hina, looks like your mother's feeling better.
Thanks.
Thanks to you.
I am Misasagi.
Wait a second. Didn't I get an intro cutscene for Murakumo? But he's not... I thought he was a bachelor, but if he's married... then he can't be a bachelor. Right? I am Misasagi.
My brother has told me a great deal about you.
Oh, brother? So you're not husband and wife? Okay, well that cleared things up immediately.
Not only did you rescue my daughter from the forest, but you came back for me as well. I owe you a great debt. You have my deepest thanks.
I just did what anyone else would have done. Gods be good, you're such a kind person, truly a saint. I shall offer prayers of gratitude to your name, thrice daily. No, it's not just because they look alike, it's because he's been taking care of her daughter, so I was assuming, naturally, he had to be her father, right? I think that was a pretty reasonable assumption. There's no need to do all that. Don't mind her. Oh.
Misa can be a little dramatic, but she means every word she says.
Dramatic.
Kumo!
Come again, Kumo? I'm a little what now?
No, please forgive me.
Oh, he's so obedient. I can't believe Murakumo is cowering like this.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I had to see something so distasteful. No need to apologize, haha.
Pardon me.
I promise to repay you. If there's anything I can do, please do not hesitate to ask.
Bye for now.
With that, I bid you farewell. Oh, good timing, Kiro. I want to talk to you about something. Sure, what is it? I want to discuss wanted monsters with you. I remember you mentioning them before. Right, they're monsters that have been singled out by Xseed HQ. Generally, these guys have been involved in some kind of serious incident, so someone needs to catch them and turn them in. So that means, yep, it's time to put your spell seal to good use. If you ever wanted a wanted monster when you're out and about, or if you just spot a wanted monster when you're out and about, use your equipment to establish a connection with them, then report back to me. That being said, these monsters won't go quietly. You need to wear them down first. That sounds like a lot of work. It's basically Pokemon. It is, but there's an upside to it. Catching these monsters will net some nice rewards as well as increase your seed rank. And what exactly is that? Your overall rank in the seed hierarchy. The higher you rank, the more important you are. I like how she keeps talking about this organization. It's literally just me and her. Like, there's some random NPCs that walk around town that have our uniform, but let's be honest, they don't actually do anything. Huh, good to know. As you become more important, you'll take on more responsibilities. Which means I'm just gonna end up busier than ever. Huh, you got good instincts. That's exactly what you can look forward to during your rise to greatness. If you ever feel up to the task, let me know which monster you'd like to search for. So I might outrank you someday? Huh, by all means, please do. It means I'll have a lot less paperwork to deal with. Oh, and one more thing. If you accidentally defeat a wanted monster, you have to start your search all over again. Let me know if that happens so we can restart the investigation. Well, that's all you need to know now. Yeah, it's like the typical, like, no one does anything in this town except for me. Oh. Ah, it's you. In case you forgot, I'm Livia, the field captain in charge. Yes, I know who you are. You don't need to introduce yourself. I know you got a lot on your plate, but with your amnesia and all, but I suggest you avoid trying to do everything at once. Yeah, but if I don't do things, no one in this town's gonna do anything. Relax, take your time, pitch in around the outpost. I'm sure your memories will come back to you someday. I think you're right. Thank you, Captain Livia. Okay, well, we will save tomorrow, or the rest of this day for tomorrow. Okay, so we got some stuff done. We finished the... Oh, I should pause it so I don't progress the time. We finished the first dungeon, we got past all the tutorials. I still need to craft a hammer so I could start collecting ore so I can craft some fists so I don't have to use a sword. But, I guess that's what we're gonna do tomorrow, I suppose. Wow, thank you so much for joining me here on stream, guys. I really appreciate all the new people stopping by and the follows. It's always nice to have more people to talk to, and I always appreciate doing that for our streams. So in the meantime, I'm gonna set you guys off on a little raid. And it looks like one of my friends is doing a little stream on Duolingo, so we'll go see what they're up to. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll stream more Rune Factory tomorrow, and actually, I plan to do it pretty much every day this week at about the same time, so about 7 p.m. PST, and we'll see how far we can get through this game until next week, because remember, Wednesday, March the 30th, is my debut day where I'm gonna have my new model and rig up and ready, along with like new emotes and overlays and alerts, so look forward to that. And I have a preview up on my YouTube and my Twitter in case you're curious and seeing what that looks like. So thank you so much for hanging out in the stream, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.